Okay.
I'm not joking. I've got the worst memory in the world.
No, it's all good. Okay, Zach, what were the events of last session, if you wouldn't mind?
We arrived at Sandyport,
Mm-hmm.
where we divvied off the work. So Jordan and Holly went to sell. Oh, sorry, Wolfsbane and Scruff went to sell the weapons that Uncle lied about having to the port official.
Yeah.
And then we quickly found a job to go and hunt some orcs, which took up most sessions. We went off to the Grey Peaks, I think it was, to the north, to hunt down the orcs, which we were surprised to have an Etin as the leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where we all, basically everyone except me, nearly died multiple times.
Yeah, even you took a lot of damage just from, having Wolfsbane.
Yeah. Saving Wolfsbane's life just by existing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ah, I remember.
And then we took all the heads, burnt down the orc camp, and headed back. And then we were just having a meeting with the Baron.
Yeah. His name being?
Thack?
No, that was the
Didn't write
Etin.
down.
One of the Etin's heads.
Oh yeah, Etin was Thack and Quake.
Yeah.
Oh, Baron Thatch, that's it. They
There
all
we
had
go.
similar names. Good thing Thunk's dead, or it'd be getting real confusing.
Yeah. Folk back.
Yeah.
Well, technically he's not dead, but he may as well be at this point.
Yeah, well, Dylan's...
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like I was getting the vibe that even if we could save him, Dylan would want to stick with the new character. I don't know if he'd have wanted to go back.
I think most people, once they've rolled up a new, stat page, a new character sheet, they're like, yeah, I'm pretty much over my last
He was
character.
only like 6 sessions in, so by the time we got to a point we could have saved him, he'd have been more invested in Voodoo.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, he obviously would have had that choice, but, that is just a part of D&D. It's nice to change characters from time to time. Give me an amen, Jordan. Cool. Okay, so we will pick up exactly where we left off. You guys have just left the Baron's town manor in the middle of Sandyport. You kind of got back, if I believe, around roughly midday on the 6th of Gefrun.
Are we carrying on from the conversation with the Baron? Or
I was just saying that you guys are just outside, but if you wanted to, speak to the Baron about anything else in particular, we can carry on.
yeah,
in
I
the
would have liked
conversation.
to have just asked for more time because he said he wanted us to leave in the morning.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this is actually something that Ray said because he was like, "Yo, we want a few days rest," and he was like, "No, like you're leaving tomorrow."
so we couldn't try like a whatever you'd call it, a persuasion roll to try and convince him because
Yes, but make one at disadvantage, and something that I haven't really gotten too much into yet with persuasion, but you need to remember that persuasion is an influencing tool. It's not mind control. So sometimes if a character has made up their mind, it's gonna be nearly impossible to change that. If you really want to make a persuasion roll, I'll allow you. But if I haven't asked for one, it's gonna be almost impossible to change that.
Okay, yeah. I just thought we had a chance because
Yeah.
having killed the Ettins.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like that was a, this guy's in the position of power. He has the money. He's the one paying you, and he's the one who, is vetting people for this mission. Like if you don't comply to the standouts, you don't get that payday, which is obviously you've effectively done the heavy lifting at this point, if that makes sense, because you're just doing an escort detail at this stage.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, no, roll a persuasion. I mean, we're here now. If you'd like to assist Jordan.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. What persuasion as well?
Yeah, a disadvantage as
Oh,
well.
a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Another one.
Damn, I rolled a nat 20 on the first one.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's going to be very steadfast in his decision to, leave the next morning. You can tell he's quite nervous about this entire journey. He just kind of wants to get it over with. But there's also might be a, time of the essence thing. Like, the quicker that you guys mobilize, the less time there is to inform the enemies of the Baron that such an event is taking place.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we know how long it would take us to travel to the capital?
If you'd like to make a
Ravenscar.
Yeah, if you'd like to make a check for me, please, a intelligence check.
Not Nettle speciality.
You know what, I'm actually gonna have to fucking look this up myself because I didn't make myself a travel map. Yeah, bear with me.
Completely clueless.
Well, 8's like roughly around normal intelligence, so I can ballpark it for you. Because, you know, this is akin to common knowledge, I would say.
I'm guessing like a week or two.
Just a, you know, not really important at all, but there isn't weeks in Pale Bloom. They're all done by 10 day, and it's less than 1 10 day. You would be somewhere between 5 to 10. Oh my, Jesus Christ! Yeah, it'd be somewhere around a 10 day. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
I mean, just for reference, it took you about a couple days to get to, you know, the very base of the Grey Peaks.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. So, first things first. I'm going to give Wolfsbane and Scruff 2,000 silver pieces each as they're cut from the loot.
Okay.
I'll pick that for Jordan. Jordan, you add 2,000 silver pieces to your
What?
inventory.
To
2,000
my
silver
inventory?
pieces. Yeah, that's your cut from the orc hunting.
So I've never had this much money before.
2,000 silver.
I don't want to bring the whole stash of gold with us on this journey.
Am I right to condense that into?
No, actually, you're not.
It
You need
has
to
to
visit.
stay like that.
Yes, because it actually affects your weight capacity. Like I've literally had.
Oh wow, yeah, my weight's just gone up to 40.
Yeah, I've had characters in the past who have literally been unable to drag the hefty sack of silver out of the dungeon with them. Which
Alright,
has
I'll
led to
take that back. I'll take that. We'll
actually-
do it in platinum.
Hmm?
2,000 silver is 200 gold, 20 platinum, so I'll just give you 20 platinum each. In the stash. I'll just keep the...
Yeah. Something to
Seems
bear
more
in mind
sensible.
as well is like currently I don't think a lot of people have added weights to their inventory. We won't.
Yeah.
It's not a huge deal because we're not playing variant rules, so it's going to be incredibly difficult to get over that threshold. But it's just something to keep in mind that it does need filling out at some point.
Okay, yeah, I kind of assumed they would add it automatically with the items, but I guess not.
They do if you do it through character master, but as I say, you don't get access to like the vast majority of classes in that case. You just get to be like a fighter or a wizard or something
Okay.
to that again. But yes. I love this song.
What's
Never
this
played
from?
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Is it by the same studio as Final Fantasy? Because it's got crazy Final Fantasy vibes.
Crazy Final Fantasy vibes.
This is basically
yeah.
every Final Fantasy song in existence.
Yeah, I mean, it might do. I've actually never played Chrono Trigger myself. I only know the song from playing D&D.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like the kind of, you know, vibe that I'd listen to outside of fucking running a campaign, honestly. I pirouette around
another,
loops and shit.
D&D question for you.
Yeah.
How? Because I didn't actually check this. 'Cause I didn't realise it was like a thing until I was looking at random magic items out of curiosity.
I would
How do
advise
you,
you
like-
to not do that because you're...
I was just
Yeah.
sorry. I was just looking at like a few of the range weapons just to see what options there were for potential like future. See how like strong they were.
Yeah.
And I noticed there was like a magical quiver, and it said you had a set amount. It could hold like 4 different slots that could hold. So how many can a standard quiver hold?
So this is the thing. Like the thing about that quiver, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Is that the magical component to it is not the arrows. Typically, a single quiver can hold 40 arrows. With this quiver, the whole idea is you can store different ranged weapons in those components. So it's almost like a fanny pack on your quiver.
Yeah.
That was a really bad example, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's just got it's got
probably
like
better than a fanny pack.
yeah, it's got intradimensional slots in it, which if you're not familiar, it's kind of like having a TARDIS compartment on the side of
Yeah, that's fair.
the quiver. So you can store like multiple you know, javelins along with your bow in there, along with like a bunch of other shit. So it's really good for like, you know, sneaking weapons into places. Well, probably not, because if you've got a quiver and no arrow bow, they're going to be like, well, that's a bit strange. But, you know, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just because then I realised that there's probably actually a limit on how, with D&D's like realism stuff, it's not going to be like, wow, where I can carry 8,000 arrows.
Yeah, no, it is typically 40 arrows, I think, is the maximum for a quiver.
Okay, that's cool. Before we leave, can I buy 20 arrows?
Oh, yes, you can, Zach. I think arrows are priced at a silver each, but I'll just quickly double check that.
You guys need... I probably should get like rations for the
Oh,
if you guys need other supplies.
No, 20 arrows
let me know and I'll take it out of the stash.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you. 20
Carry
arrows
on.
is just 1 gold piece.
Hang in. Yep.
I've got 8 rations.
I feel like we should get a bunch each.
We get like 10 each, and then we've definitely got
More than
more
enough.
than enough.
Yeah, can I get 30 rations as well, please, Jack?
Yes.
Young shopkeep.
Hey ho. And they're, what, 5 each? So 30, 150, so 15 gold pieces.
15 gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking Commander Nettle today, boys and girl.
Okay, I can remove that from my inventory.
So, also remember there are still magic items, I think, that have been left. Oh no, I think you guys pretty much have access to all of them, because you have the Stone of Luck, don't you, Zach?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Only the pauldron will be gone with Uncle today.
Yeah, but that is like that's like a lesser
Yeah.
company one and more of a commander one.
You know, like a direwolf pelt, owlbear pelt,
Yeah.
basilisk's eye, basilisk's testicle that we have.
Yeah,
How much are those worth, or are they like more as to specific buyers? Kind of like the basilisk eye we'd save for like a potion maker of some kind would be, or a wizard would be more interested in those. But the others, I'm guessing, have general prices to add to the.
Yeah, it all depends on the seller, of course. I would be aware that if you're not curing them immediately, they are going to rot.
Okay. But they're both those hides are probably dead now. Waste of space.
Well, they've always been dead. But
This is true, yeah.
yeah, it's just just because this is the first time we've really approached the subject, we'll say everything is still, you know, fresh quality, and you guys were inherently doing that because it's not something that you think about. But yeah, it's it really depends. When you get to stuff more like basilisk kind of shit, that's a lot more different than, oh, this is a nice texture on this fucking, you know, feather fur pelt. So it's a bit more bespoke.
Yeah. We only took the eye and a testicle from the basilisk though.
Yeah.
My inventory. Those are the in-demand items we thought were best value.
Cool. So what is everyone doing?
Have we headed back now? Are we still with the Duke?
So you're just outside
Baron?
of, you know, the townhouse. You look around, you can see the lively port of Sandyport kind of springing to life now that it's more about lunchtime. People are going around getting a little bit of delectables for the day. You can smell the cooks on the market row and now starting to heat up, and wonderful senses of you know, different cultures, cuisines clashing in your nostrils is very evident. Which is a little bit of a stark contrast to the weather overhead. You can hear the sound of thunder in the distance, and you can almost smell the pre-anticipation of rain about to hit any moment. But the vibe is generally quite relaxed here.
Okay. I'll take Princess and have a walk around the markets just to kind of window shop, just have a browse round.
Yeah. Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I'll be heading back to the rest of the company to make preparations for the fact that we're going to be gone for like potentially up to 20 days, maybe even longer.
Yeah. Okay. And then what's Scruff doing?
He'll head back to the inn and just get some drink in him, and start relaxing before his time on the road.
Cool. Okay, so Wolfspade, you quickly enough will find Princess. She will be with the. You guys would all kind of head back towards the dock area before splitting off into your own ventures. I assume expecting to meet back at a certain time. When you're there, yeah, you easily find Princess. She usually hangs out with Cook when she's not around you. As she sees you, her face lights up. She runs over, and she kind of, before you even have the chance to suggest looking around the market stalls, she's already grabbing your hands and, like, for a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old, sorry, viciously pulling your hand towards the market as she not really explaining her own agenda.
Okay. Hold up. We need to just check with everyone that it's okay.
Yeah, and at this point, they kind of expectedly look at you, Nettle.
Give him a little nod. Crack on.
Is there a certain time that we need to be back?
We're leaving at first light, I think he said. So I probably don't want to be out that late with an 8-year-old, but yeah, just by morning. So take as long as you want. You've got the rest of the day to do what you guys want to do. Then we'll be on duty for a while, so you have some time off. Enjoy yourselves. You too, Scruff.
Right then, Princess. Let's go. Have
As you
some fun.
say that, like, Scruff is already on it, like, halfway to the pub, and you just see a silhouette in the distance. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, Princess will and Wolfsbane will run off towards the market stall, and it's quite as people are starting to go back towards their jobs, their trade for the rest of the day. It kind of clears a little bit, but there is seemingly a small congregation of people still around this very peculiar stall. You can hear this eccentric accent coming from a hobbit who seems to be dressed to the nines in this almost Greatest Showman sort of outfit, flowing. I keep making musical references. You don't listen to musicals, Holly. Kind of dressed as a circus, leader sort of, outfit, like almost tuxedo, but a little bit more eccentric than that. And he seems to be, very adamantly talking to these customers, boasting almost about his stock, his trade. You can see standing on a small stage that seems to be some sort of wooden contraption that folds out of a car, and it seems, and it would be pulled by the steed just to the side of it. That just seems to be tied up to a peg, which is you're not quite sure if it's black with white stripes or white with black stripes. It's kind of up in the air, but it's very exotic.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I didn't know who was seeing it. I'll say to Princess, should we sit down and see the show?
As you do, she very adamantly agrees, but she says, I think it's more of a stall.
Rather than a show, sorry.
It's okay. It happens. Are you okay today, Wolfsbane?
I'll take Princess closer to the stall and have a look over what the Hobbit's got for sale.
And as you do, you can see this eccentric gentleman almost skipping around the stage, pointing at customers that seem to be a little bit more well off. And he's like, well, welcome to my show. Now, little girl, could you, I don't suppose you and I assume your mother would be interested in some of Sven's magical items?
I kind of push Princess behind me, as I'm a bit wary of it. He seems to remind me of a goblin that we'd come into contact before.
Yeah. And he kind of sees your trepidation. He's like, worry not. Sven is very helpful. He's very happy. He's just a very nice hobbit. And he kind of gives a sweeping bow. And when he comes back up, you see in his hand is an amulet of Eluvania. He's like, I don't suppose you'll be interested in such a trinket, ma'am.
I think her eyes light up a little bit, as she's a bit of a sucker for anything sort of finely crafted.
Yeah, and finely crafted it is. You can see this is made out of like solid gold. which is quite an extravagant material, as you might imagine, and it's not the sort of hollow jewelry that you've been seeing up until this point in maybe a stall area. This is definitely worth its weight. If well, you say that, you don't know the price tag yet, but you'd imagine so.
Could you tell me a bit more about this item?
Yes, what would you like to know?
What does it do?
Well, I would think that anyone who wears this amulet is going to be very well protected by the deity indeed. And maybe have, how you say, extra divinity features if you wear such an object.
Where did you acquire this?
I am Sven, I cannot tell you. That is trade secret.
And how much are you looking for this amulet?
For you, 3,000 gold pieces.
3,000 gold pieces.
And just for reference, that's roughly how much you would pay for like a manor house in like a small town.
I'll take a step back and say, I won't act shocked, but
yeah,
I'll kind of keep my face straight and say, I'm afraid I'm not really in the market for amulets at the moment.
make a I guess a charisma check. See how this all plays out. As you definitely interested until the price point came up.
Would it just be a normal charisma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, everyone there is kind of like, oh, it makes sense. Like, that is a lot of money just to spend on a single trinket. And he says, well, if you have any friends, make sure you bring them by Sven. I'm sure they'll be very interested to see his wares. And he kind of rubs his hand together, and as he lets them go, like 3 red ribbons kind of spiral off into the crowd, to the delight of the few children in the area.
Can I just ask, are you just placed here or do you travel around?
I am a traveling merchant. I must confess. You might see me here, you might see me there.
Okay, maybe I'll see you again soon then.
Hopefully sooner rather than later. And he gives like a small kick on both of his heels and turns to the rest of the crowd. Nettle, you wanted to speak to the men as Wolfsbane and Holly kind of begin to look around the other stalls.
I'd like to talk to Kindness, poet. And I guess, no, I'd probably just those two for now. They're kind of...
Am I forgetting someone? Puddles in the distance crying. No one can save you now. Yeah.
Well, I guess Puddles can be involved.
Yeah, so you find them easily enough. Well, Puddles is off, sort of, being really over the top, organising men when it's already kind of been done. The other two have just coming back from their respective, not missions, but outings, I guess. Obviously, Poet was more trying to get some, I believe he was trying to get some odd little bits of security detail done whilst in town, and Kindness was hunting to try and sustain the men, whilst Puddles was out within the Silver Kestrel trying to, procure some food. And they both come back. It's like, oh, you're right there, Lieutenant. I guess this is, for you. And they both hand you a sack. One of them has 73 gold pieces in it. The other one has 12. 73 would be from Poet. The 12 would be from Kindness.
Oh, I've got to do quick maths.
95? 85?
85. I've got to add that onto the total to put it into the pot. Also, before I start this conversation, how do ranks typically work in the company? So you'd have the commander is the leader,
yeah.
Lieutenants are his seconds, and then what officers, captains, what's like the next ones down?
Yeah, it would be like captains. Then, well, I guess it would technically, for a vaguer term, it'd be officers then sub-officers then men. Yeah.
And is there typically only ever one lieutenant? Or is there be one commander? Or is there
There's one commander, one lieutenant, and then there's can be the others fluctuate immensely depending on the size of the company.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be heading out of town on a job for potentially 20 days. So while we're gone, we need to get the company more in shape. A lot of the men we have currently, aren't fighters, or even have that many useful specific skills, I guess. So we need to look at beginning some kind of training. For those that want to fight or don't have any particular talents, then obviously we'll begin training in fighting. Did we keep any of the supplies we took from the warehouse, armors and weapons? I assume we kept enough to provide the men.
Yes, I would say you guys would have held on to enough to provide like maybe a unit's worth of men, which is about like 30, 40, and then plus another that you currently haven't hired, just for that future preparation sort of angle.
Studded armor and swords for everyone then.
Exactly, yeah. So they're very like basic. That's pretty much the minimum.
It's equipment to train, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they kind of at this point, Pope will come turn to look at you and says, I do agree. We do need to make sure that our company is, able to stand upon its reputation, as it were. We can't really afford to not have these men trained up. But that being said, we are looking to expand. Now, I know through our various endeavours, we have managed to gather a small amount of men. No way near what we need to assemble a second unit. But we have enough here to keep the Kestrel going on trade missions, if that would be something interested for you, or we could spend our time more on this training endeavour. If I'm being completely honest with you, Nettle, I think these men, it's going to take months to get them in fighting shape.
That's understandable, but the later we leave it,
well, my suggestion,
the later it's going to be.
My suggestion is that we don't use these men for actual combat within the company and keep them on as a sort of supply chain, as it were, using the Kestrel to gain us a little bit of income so we can actually hire some pre-trained individuals.
So yeah, that's a good idea, Poet. Makes sense.
You see, if we start going around training these men into, actual mercenary types, their wages are going to go up, and we currently do not have it. We're not at the size that we can effectively utilize a unit's worth of individuals.
Yeah, okay. That seems fair.
A kind of sits back as like, yeah, makes sense. He likes to
so how would we go about these trader missions? Or just typical buy stuff here, take it somewhere else? So the stuff that's easy to get a hold of here and take it somewhere it's harder to get a hold of and sell it at a profit.
Exactly. And there's various like the what I would recommend is probably utilising the area to its fullest. We know that Ravenbrook is a town of crows and creeks, I should say. And has a variety of fish life here. Not a lot of them are found outside of Ravenbrook. Maybe focusing on a lot of these men are fishermen, having them procure stock for our early travels, or we could buy the stock off the merchants here, and then moving our way around to more Dietrich, Rovnar, that area to sell it off.
Safer seas than what we sailed through, I hope.
Yes.
You don't sound too confident.
You see, it's not as bad as up north, that's for sure. But this is outside of Ravenbrook is a little bit of a safe zone, as it were. There's not a lot going on. If we go over down south, we are definitely going to encounter more, more threats. But between myself, Kindness, Puddles, we should be able to keep a lot of these men alive.
With Dylan dropping out, would Voodoo just become an NPC, or are we just removing it so that he can pick it up and play her again if he chooses to come back? Or would he want to start any?
Yeah, I guess at this point in time, voodoo would just kind of be an up in the air question. Like, you guys haven't had too much of a, voodoo's relatively new and kind of left to her own devices, so it's not like you guys have too much interaction with her. If you went to look for her now, I doubt you would even be able to find her. She's that sort of individual.
Okay, fair enough. So she's basically effectively just gone then.
Yeah, she like comes and goes out her own whim, kind of like how Horns acts. Like people just she's like a wild card, so people just leave her to, do her own thing. And then when she's there, it's great because she's a huge help.
Yeah. Okay. So I take it, Puddles, then you'd be running this ship.
Oh, Puddles isn't here yet. You can see the Silver Kestrel, but usually is ported docked behind them, is off to sea because he was going fishing with his little quadrant.
So can we trust Puddles? Because he had a bit of a spat during the first travel of getting a bit ahead of himself.
Yeah, 100%. But if I'm being completely honest, like, shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, these men are firmly loyal to you at this point. Well, I should say the company. Yeah. And Puddles has sort of, not stepped aside willingly, of course, but everyone's very aware who really is paying the bills.
Yeah. Okay. So even if he doesn't, they all know his place.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, we probably, if you did you say you're off for 10-day potentially?
Potentially, we've got to head to the capital and back, and then if there's any complications on the way, that's going to add time.
Okay.
I mean, considering the company's here, I guess we probably won't spend too long in the capital before returning.
Well,
we might look to move the whole company.
If you were interested, we could meet you somewhere else.
You can't get to the capital, can you? Let me have a look at the map.
No, the boat would be too big to travel along those streams.
Yeah.
Streams. Rivers.
I think for now we'll just have to meet out of Sandyport because I don't know what the commander's next plan is after this.
Alright, we'll meet back here.
I don't want to commit to another place, so I guess, yeah, we'll regroup here and see where things go from there.
Yeah, that'll probably leave us enough time to get to, Ungelblock and back.
So I don't know if it would be necessarily my place or would be within my power to promote anyone, but I guess I can say that Poet and Kindness are kind of given, I guess, a temporary officer rank. They're in charge of the ship and stuff while we're back at the very least.
I mean, it makes sense. Both of those are effectively, in that rank anyway. They're both seen as leaders of men, so yeah.
So between those two, they can handle everything.
Yeah. Very, good thing Puddles wasn't here. Don't have to deal with that conversation. But yeah, and they both, thank you heartedly for, the promotion. You would recognise that this isn't actually the first time that Poet is being promoted. He is actually an officer of sorts, but he just really hasn't utilised that rank due to the state of the company.
Poet a fighter? Is he strictly kind of...
He is...
the bookkeeper kind of guy?
Yeah, he is a fighter, but he's getting on a bit now, so he's not, the fighter he was. Kindness obviously is, with his eternal fucking youth, it's not gonna be an issue for him. But yeah, you would assume that Poet could probably handle himself better than any of the other men on the boat, bar Kindness and maybe Puddles.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm leaving all the bulk of our company. What's the word? Stock. Effectively, the company vault with all our gold and supplies, etc. With you guys. Doesn't seem to make sense to bring it onto the road with us when there's 4 gangs apparently trying to kill us, and the princess we're escorting, or the noble.
Makes sense. Speaking of princesses, is she to come with us?
I think that's the safest option, yeah.
Yes, I think so too. Cook will be best pleased, and so will the men. Yep. Meals tend to improve when princess is around. Right, I will... Sorry, carry on.
Before you guys plan to head off, take as much you need out of the out of our gold supplies and give the men a fully paid for night in the tavern. Cover all their drinks and food and sleep. Get them in good spirits.
And he takes, 40 gold, which is quite a generous amount, but that should cover anything that they need for the night. So
same for yourselves as well. Make sure you guys enjoy the drinks.
Kindness at this point kind of throws his cigarette to the floor. He's like, "Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice." And he gradually, takes 5 gold pieces for himself and like tucks them into his behind his cloak. Cool. And as they start to head off towards the inn, Scruff, you're already, been here for a good 20 minutes at this point, just kind of chowing down. What have you been doing in that time?
He's just been, with his kind of legs up on the table, got a mead in his hand, and then just checking over a deck of cards in the while chilling, kind of playing solitaire, but like leaving it open in case anyone wants to have a game of anything.
Yeah, and you can see a few of the men from the company here, and all of them are, respectfully giving you a wide berth, just based on the, the games that you've had on the ship with them. They can kind of tell when you're pulling your punches, just based on the games you've had with Princess. Just because you've been in such close proximity, you've been, you decimate the men, and then when you play Princess, you lose. So they've kind of got that wariness now, like, it's up to him if he wins or loses a game. But the locals very much are not as in tune with to you as the company is. As you see a few men kind of like talking to each other and eyeing you, kind of pooling their money together for a game, one of the barmaids comes over and was like, "Would you like a refill?"
Yes, please, love you.
That'll be 2 silver pieces, and she fills up your horn of ale or mead, whatever you said.
Perfect. Thank you very much, darling.
And she says, "Have you heard the news?"
No, what news is that?
They say that about the wizard fight. That is, everyone's talking about it. It's like down in Dietrich, there was 2 wizards that have just had a fight. Apparently, it's quite the spectacle, and it's kind of left for town that this fight that was taking place in utter disarray.
Oh shit.
Yeah, from what I hear, and I like to think that my dad, who's a merchant, he's pretty good with these sort of details. Apparently, the entire town was destroyed in a rock slide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I know.
Well, that would have been an interesting thing to be around at the time, but yeah, didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure, because they've already got in the in Dietrich, they've already been speaking about having magic as a licensed commodity already. So this might actually finally push the cart over the edge, as it were.
Oh shit! How unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I don't mean to take too much of your time. I just dive a good chinwag, and she kind of like teeters off, and as she does, you see a couple of the people approach who were pulling their money together. It's like, "Oh, you're right there, mate. I see you're you're looking for a game."
Yeah, I'll have a little go if you're feeling it.
All right, what do you play exactly?
Well, I'm into a good card game myself, so anything that you want to have a go with that, I'm down.
All right. And they kind of sit down. One of them sits down. His friends slowly come over and start to form like a cone behind him, just to watch you guys play. If you'd like to make a proficiency with your tools, make it a intelligence or charisma based on which one you want to use. I'm assuming charisma.
With tools.
So in your tool proficiency, you should have like card kit or like proficiency with a card game.
How do I know if I've got proficiency with it?
So
I've got a playing card set, but I didn't know I had proficiency or anything with it.
So yeah, okay. You should do. I'll double check that. For now, just roll a charisma. What's your background again?
It's I didn't bloody write on. But I know
Charlatan.
it's on. That's it, yeah. Yeah, because I think it's more to do with like deception and.
Oh no, yeah, you've only got a disguise and forgery kit. Okay, never mind. Yeah, just make it straight charisma then.
Ooh, good roll.
And
can I try and do a little cheat?
yeah, sure. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, so as I'm playing, I just conveniently try and pull out a card that I've had hid in my sleeve.
Yeah, a Bahamut or something. And yeah, you easily do. And you turn this game that was very much going to be you losing into one that you win quite heavily. And you can kind of see this riles the gentleman up on the other side. You see him and kind of turn to his friends with a look of confusion. He's like, you know what, I think you're pretty good, but you're not as good as I am. Let's make this interesting. I've got 5 gold pieces here.
Yeah, you're on, fella. Bring it.
Right, let's go, round 2. And he looks quite confident in his, you know, you can see in his face he does look very confident in his hand as he gets his cards. Are you sticking?
Sorry, I rolled the 13.
Yeah.
I'll try and cheat again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what they roll. Unfortunately, this time they seem to catch you. As there are about 5 people watching this table, you can see one of them go, "What?" And, like tap his friend on the shoulder. He's like, "Oh, he's got cards in his pocket." And they all kind of stand up abruptly, and they're like, "Who do you think you're fucking taking for a fool?" And they go to reach for the coin purses in the middle of the table.
Sorry, my friend. I thought I dropped it down there. Didn't know it was down there, to be honest.
Make a deception check. Oh my god. Yeah, so they look at you, they're like, he's like, "No, for fuck's sake, Mark. He's only just done and dropped his cards. Stop being such a twat." And they all kind of sit back down, ready to resume the game. And yeah, now you've somehow convinced him that you was holding that card the entire time, you just dropped it. You win the hand, and you can add 5 gold pieces to your inventory. At this point, though, they will be like, "Oh, sod that. I'm not. Let's go somewhere else. I've already lost, you know, an entire day's wages playing with this fella."
Thank you for the game, my friend. Another nice evening.
You get mixed reactions, but they all seem to be around the same sort of yeah, sort of as they walk off. None too pleased. Is there anything in particular that you was looking to accomplish at the end whilst you were, you know, partaking in, you know, daylight robbery?
Outside of that, I think I'd just be having like chats with kind of the crew and
Yeah.
just chilling out and resting before we kind of hit on the road. Kind of wind down, probably go to bed early so I can not have to sleep in as long.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, make a general charisma check, as men are starting to come more and more from the Company of the Lion into the inn at this point. Some of them all greedily clutching a gold piece each that they've been given by the lieutenant. And yeah, they kind of, you know, fully start to... how would I put this? They start to get you very included in their number. Like, they see you sitting down there kind of waiting for someone to play a card game against you, and they kind of drag you over to the bar and start drinking with them. And obviously you don't go too fucking hard as you're looking to get an early night in, but they appreciate you spending the time with them nonetheless. Their spirits are very high at this point. Whilst
How many of them is there, sorry?
there is probably about 40 of them in this inn.
Well, bulk of the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to offer a drink, but they can get fucked.
Yeah. I'll get around. Maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, right.
Whilst everyone
Very good,
nails...
we'll get you covered.
What's everyone else doing at this time? I think Wolfsbane, you'd have roughly come back from the market. Nettle, you would.
I've headed down to the inn after like seeing to a bit of stuff on the ship and like general affairs that need seeing to. Once I'm happy that everything's going to be fine while we're gone, I'll have headed down to the inn.
Yeah, fair enough. So you would meet Scruff there, or would you be doing the same, Wolfsbane?
If we're staying overnight at the inn, I'll try and slide in quietly as not to get Princess excited of all what's going on in there, and just try and take her straight up to the room.
Yeah. Okay. Make a, I guess, a charisma check. Yeah. So you kind of emanate a force field around you as you're moving through the inn. People seem to just like drift around a good like 3-4 feet area circumference around you, all being very well behaved when doing so. You've kind of got your your hands on the ears and eyes of Princess as you're going through, and she's laughing because she thinks she's just playing a game, but really you're taking her through the inn. And you're like, nope, straight to bed. And that's a quite successful endeavour. And yeah, your room would be paid for with the cash that Lieutenant spent today on procuring everyone lodging and drinks. Where I assume you're back at the Rain Cloud. Is that to clarify? You guys are going to the Rain Cloud to sleep tonight.
Is that the cheaper inn that we were all in? They said that the guy in the port kind of scoffed at. Yeah,
exactly. There is also the Silver Lining, which is a bit more of the the to-do.
No, I feel like we wouldn't fit in there.
Yeah. Okay. And as you do, like it's getting a little bit later in the evening. Like you guys did start drinking roughly about like 3 p.m. So it is a long old pub sesh. And as you do, more and more people are starting to talk about the same fella back at the market. The small hobbit with an interesting selection of items, as it were. And some of these catch your eye, or your ear, I guess. They speak about an interesting hook, magical rings, amulets to deities that provide, bit more of a divine energy. Amulets and different, trinkets. You can see the general consensus is some of them would, definitely enjoy one or two of those items, but they are quite pricey.
Do we even know if they're genuine? How do we know he's not selling, crap?
You kind of say this to one of the men who was talking about it as you was all, scarfing down a drink. He says, "Well, it's quite hard to fake something like that, to be honest. I mean, you kind of get, I don't know how to say or really describe it, but you just know if something's genuine."
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, you gonna get anything for yourself, Nettle? I'm sure you've got a pretty little coin purse.
No, not as much as you'd think. I think all of it sounds like it's out of my price range. They're genuine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
What about you, Scruff?
Can't spend company money on personal items.
No, I'm actually... Scruff's alright. He's alright, thanks.
Fair enough. Maybe you'll run into him again at some point.
Scruff talks about himself in the third person.
Yeah.
Scruff's had a busy day, thanks.
Yeah, and at this point, as you guys are all talking, you can see Kindness kind of slinking around the back of the inn. Almost like he seems to be holding an object like under his cloak.
Who's this? Sorry, my headphones cut out.
Kindness.
He's concealing an item.
Yeah.
Do we need to make a perception check, or we all just clocked it?
No, you can see he's holding an item. Like he's very evidently kind of holding something. But from this across the end, you can go over if you want.
If he's hiding it, I'll.
It's less. I would say it's less so hiding it because you know Kindness is the kind of person. If he doesn't want you to know he's there, you won't. He's more so sheltering something, almost like when.
Then
Yeah.
in that case, I'll just shout across the pub. What are you hiding, Kindness?
And you can kind of see like this sly smirk come on his face. His cigarette slightly dangles from his bottom lip, and he comes over. And as you look into his cloak, peering back at you are two amber slitted eyes.
What the fuck is that?
Well, I thought I'd buy myself a little treat, considering I'm going to save these cunts for the next 10 days. Get myself a little companion, as it were. And he kind of opens the cloak a little bit more, so light comes in. You can see the furry outlined face of a black cat.
Stick.
Perfect
companion for the sea.
Jace will shout across the pub and go, "Ha! He's got a pussy."
You can see his eyes kind of, furrow at your remark, and he's like, "He's not just a cat, you fucking dickhead." And as he pulls the cloak back completely now, you can see two large feathery wings on the back of this cat. If you'd like to make a either an Arcana or a Nature check for me.
I can not get any of those.
Phew. Yeah, so you would be very, you know what this is quite well. You've come across this a few times, Scruff. And I'll put this in the D&D specific chat. Is a Tressum, which is effectively a flying cat. This one is all black though, with dark amber eyes, as said before, and it's still in its kitten stage, so it hasn't been able to take flight yet. Its wings are still very much too small for that. But these are definitely good companions to have. With such a high roll, you would know that they are quite highly regarded by mages and other more eccentric folk alike. They have the capacity to see invisible creatures and have a roughly human level of intelligence.
And they talk in any way?
No.
Now, shout to him. How much was it then, mate?
I'm not sure I should tell you that.
What is it? I've never seen one.
It's a Tressum, mate.
Flying cat.
That's exactly what it is. I think it should do well, to be honest. I'm quite pleased. You don't see many of them around this side of the continent. I'm calling him Murder.
Murder.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm sure he'll be very friendly then.
He kind of laughs to himself. It's like, do you think he'll learn how to smoke?
Yeah, I'm sure you can teach him. Bertram picked it up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be a primeval spirit of the forest.
Yeah. Well, ears open, eh? And yes, so Jordan, you would understand again with such a high roll that Kindness is right. They don't speak languages, but they can, because they are quite intelligent. They do understand. They can understand languages.
I assume they'll have they can generally hint at stuff. Have basic communication skills. They can hint at things.
Yeah.
So
It's almost like the level of intelligence you'd expect like a cartoon or an anime cat to have. They're obviously a bit more anthropomorphized.
Yeah.
So, they do have those qualities.
You're not worried he's going to eat your fish, mate?
Well, we're going to see, Scruff. I think there'll be plenty of fish.
Well. Say that now, you wait, my friend.
Was that a threat?
I am a cat, I'm going to eat him.
So
Scruff pissed off, he embarrassed himself. Like, well, I'm going to eat your cat now.
So, what's the plan for tomorrow then?
We've got to take the Baron's daughter to the capital. He said show up at first light. He's sorted everything else: the carriage, the escort, horses. So it looks like you're taking Buttercup to see again.
Oh, that'll be fun. I think if I know the commander really does like Buttercup. But he wouldn't know if we was to get rid of her. Like, we could just send her.
That's not something I want to be involved in. We didn't have this conversation, kindness.
No, okay. Well, I better go to my room in that case. I've got to, get this.
Buttercup better still be there in the morning.
Oh well, I've got my hands full, and he kind of shifts another arm with his cloak around Murder and heads up the stairs. Is everyone just kind of hanging out for the rest of the night then?
Yeah, just chilling with the men.
Cool.
Men and women of the crew.
And yeah, you guys
shooting the shit.
Is that the same with Wolfsbane's? Well, Wolfsbane's already went upstairs. Is that the same with you, Scruff?
I'll probably try and get an early night because I like to get a full 10 hours in.
Yeah.
Gotta get his peak sleep.
So yeah, as I say, the morning will slowly come about once more. The light will crack through all of your small inn rooms. You can see the dingy state of the rooms you paid for around you. You can hear a little bit of activity going on in the inn below as you do begin to wake, your head just slightly aching from the amount of alcohol consumed last night, with the weather in full rain at this point.
Nice day for a travel then.
Oh, completely. And as everyone kind of wakes up and gets ready to make a move on, you can see a lot of the men down below sort of saying goodbye to their favourite barmaids. Getting ready to go now to sea for the next 10 day. As you're all kind of congregating in the common room, you can see, is this fucking Sims? What song is this? As you guys are all kind of congregating in the common room, you can see Poet kind of going around with almost a parchment and quill, kind of writing down some logistic notes on the stock that they'll be transporting. And he says, well, I think this might make us a pretty penny, honestly. How much is have we got total now, Lieutenant?
Oh god, I haven't done the maths. I've kept it in. $500 platinum, roundabout.
Wow.
We're fairly wealthy.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I think if we had a year to spare, we could probably construct a small keep with that.
Yeah.
I'll try not to lose it.
Yeah, look after it.
How much of this are you taking with you?
We've got 20 platinum each, so that'll be enough to keep us going because we shouldn't be gone too long. And that's mostly their own spending money if they want to, but yeah, we got the ration supplies to keep us going, so we'll be good.
That's good. That's always been a little bit of a point of contention with, the officers crowd, as I would say. Anyway, I'll bid you adieu then, Lieutenant. Say goodbye to the rest of them for me. Any kind of waves over at Scruff and Wolfsbane as they're making their way downstairs now, first thing in the morning. You can see already Kindness is over by the bar, smoking a cigarette, kind of just having a glass of milk. The Tressum every now and again kind of hops over at this toy mouse that he's got at the end of a little bit of string. And as it does, it's like jumps are very elongated as it's able to glide on these small wings over to this small toy.
Can I, grab Nettle and Kindness aside and have a little word with them, and I'll grab Wolfbane as well?
Yep.
You're right, guys. So I didn't bring it up last night. I was a bit on the lasher, but some lass came up and she said about they'd knew and heard about the things that had happening in what's it called? Walter Glen, yeah. Apparently in Needle Rough, that's it. Don't know if you guys had anything to do with it, but I know that we came from there. Something about 2 mages fighting. But yeah, apparently it's going round.
Right, so we'll keep it on the quiet because no one knows we're from Needleruff. The commander convinced the gentleman on the port, we were from somewhere else, was he? Or did he come in, we were just travelling through or something? Okay, he didn't give them the full story and they were convinced.
At this point, you can kind of see kind of his eyes far. It's like, oh, it wasn't. From what I heard, it wasn't in Needleruff. It was in Diedrich.
Oh, so it wasn't.
Oh, you got it the wrong way around. I thought you were telling us that people know that about our background and stuff going down in Needleruff.
No, it was what was his name? There's a wizard. He's kind of like the top wizard in Rovna. I think he was involved with a wizard vigilante or something like that. And he went to, obviously bring him in, and it ended up with an entire town being destroyed in the crossfire.
Would I know this wizard name, being from Rovna?
Yes, if you'd like to make a history check for us with advantage, because you are from. Yes, so you would know it. Vorsen the Vile. He is an amethyst dragonborn, and he is the advisor to the king of the Rovna dynasty. He is often... Yeah, he doesn't have a great reputation. He's kind of a power-mongering sycophant. Sort of... Most people kind of view him as a poison on the king's mind.
Wormtongue kind of character.
Yeah, exactly.
With actual power.
Exactly, yeah. Like
Wizard.
it's almost like if you rolled Wormtongue over into Saruman.
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about, what did you say, Vortrum?
Vorsen.
Vorsen. How do you spell that?
Vorson. The Vile.
So I don't know how I heard two wizards and just assumed for some reason it was Needleruff.
Had a bit too much drink, did we, Scruff?
Yeah, sorry, just imagining shit.
So what was the,
You know me.
what's the full story then, kind of, seeing as you know more than Scruff does? Or, well, from what you've heard of the rumours.
Well, that's about the long and short of it, really. I think, from what I understand, there's sort of a political stratosphere above that of kingdoms that's just wizards in a certain case. Really powerful wizards seem to have their own influences, and it might have been something to do with that. Not really sure what this dispute was about, but evidently it got heated, and as the town that they were fighting in was on the edge of a mountain range, they managed to disturb enough rocks from the cliff's face above to initiate a fucking storm. A fucking slide as it was, and that just killed everyone.
What village was it?
Village. They called it Legallo. It's on the edge of I say it's on the edge. So it's in between Rovna and Diedrich. And you see, it's already been a bit of a point of contention in the kingdom of Diedrich about unregistered magic users. They see it's a little bit of a, it's something that should be mediated by the government for this exact reason. They probably will go ahead and implement a license at this point. Which, isn't great news for you, Wolfsbane and Scruff.
Strange times.
If we do end up in Diedrich. I guess it's...
We'll have to keep an eye out and kind of keep maybe as we go into more inns, keep asking the local, especially the waitresses, because they seem to know a lot. The barmaids, they seem to hear all the news.
The real town cries is what I like to say, yeah. Kind of lights a cigarette.
If we ever head through Diedrich, then it's best you guys keep your magic abilities quiet.
We say that, and he kind of slaps you on the back, this does mean you as well, that's all. I know you're just fat.
I'm fine without magic. I've got my bow.
Yeah, that you do.
I'm not quite so dependent on it. I'm going a little dig at the other two.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, this side of the continent's always been a little bit funny with that sort of stuff. I know Dietrich seems to be the sort of spearhead when it comes to massive changes like that, as they are the biggest country this far out east. So if they do end up, you know, converting, I think a lot of the countries around this side of Anfang will.
How do they plan to, control someone like Vorson?
Well, I mean, if Vorson answers directly to the king, I mean, he does have a lot of sway in that regard. Obviously, Vorson. Are you, well, actually, I guess you would be familiar, because, well, he fucking, I guess, Kindness doesn't say this, but fucking, you would be familiar with the sort of dynamic here. So, there is the king of Dietrich. His name is, God, what is his name?
Nigel.
Yeah, Nigel. Okay. Okay, so the king of the Kingdom of Dietrich, his name is Auric Dietrich X. The king of the Rovnar dynasty is King Ansel Dietrich the First. Now, King Ansel was never meant to be a king, but he was married off to the... Well, I say he's married off. He was married into the Rovnar family, who were the royal family of the Rovnar dynasty. And he was married to the sister of the current the daughter of the current king, and then through a sort of sudden illness that swept the family, he ended up becoming the king of the Rovnar dynasty as well. So they Rovnar and Dietrich often have are almost considered like sister nations, as it were. They often very much have each other's back. So it'd be incredibly strange for Dietrich to implement this, and then the brother of the king in the country's advisor not be subject to some sort of...
Would Vorson actually be loyal to the king, or would it be like a convenience thing that he's just using for power?
Like, obviously, the layman might speculate, but it's really hard to tell without knowing these people intimately. Okay,
fair enough. Can you say the king of Dietrich's name again?
Yeah, the king of Dietrich is named King Auric Dietrich X.
Is that O-R-I-K, would it be?
That's A-U-R-I-K.
Miles off.
So, that's the king of Dietrich, and the king of the Rovnar dynasty is King Ansel.
Same name. Auric twice.
Oh, did I put that through twice? That was supposed to say Ansel. I'll change that in my notes.
You put Auric with two different spellings.
Do you know what I've done? I've copied it off the wrong fucking point. Sorry, that was... ignore that second one. It's King Ansel. Sorry, I copied and pasted it off the history without actually fucking reading it. So, that's not how you spell it. It's Dietrich, not Dietrich.
Oh, so, worst spelling in my notebook.
But yeah. They are both from, obviously, the Dietrich family, which is a very powerful family in this sort of day and age.
Well, we don't really have too much interactions with royals right now, so not too much to worry about.
Yeah, it's more the rippling effects that you guys should be aware of from such an event.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we'll make sure we're aware of that if we head through.
Good
Thanks
stuff.
for trying to tell us, Scruff, and thanks for kindness for actually telling us.
That's all right. He was a few in at that point.
Yeah. He did his best, bless him.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you want information, don't let me be the one to have it.
So,
Have that one in mind.
I guess this is goodbye for the time being. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, that indeed.
Safe journeys.
Yeah, alright, wish me luck. And he kind of lays out his hand flat, and you can see Murder on the table kind of lift up his haunches and wiggle a little bit before jumping and gliding over into the palm of his hand. And then he kind of like pops him into a pocket on the front of his doublet. And he's like, alright, we'll see you later. And he lights a cigarette on his way up. And at this point, it's just you three.
We better head to, I guess it would be the town halls where we would have agreed to meet.
Yeah.
Meet. That's hard. Where we'd have agreed to meet the...
Nettle's having a stroke in the middle of the fucking common room.
Another question for you. So obviously with, like, royalty, it's like your highness, etc.
Mm-hmm.
What do you refer to like a baron, other than just sir? Is it like the equivalent like a lord? Would you say like your lord? Or
Yeah, my lord.
you wouldn't say your baron?
Yeah, my baron. Yeah, my lord would be fine. Same with a, fucking duke. Cool. Anything else you guys want to do before you head over to the town hall and begin this journey?
No, we've stocked up on supplies. I don't know if you saw the little text I put in the chat earlier while Jordan was talking. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Basically, I've put 2 good medicine in my inventory, and I think Wolfsbane and Scruff both have a healing potion each, and then there's one on Uncle. But that way, just so we have it, so you're aware that it's in my inventory now, not conveniently there if we needed it.
Cool. That makes sense. As you guys head now towards, the town hall, you can see patiently waiting outside is a small escort of the Feathers, which are the elite guard from Ravenbrook. And standing there is Baron Thatch. And he's like, Lieutenant, is your commander going to be joining us?
What? So, like, out of character here,
Mhm.
how do we address this? Because if, say, this journey takes potentially more than 2 sessions, Uncle would be there. So, are we going to say that Uncle's here, and like his character's just not here, or would we say he's preoccupied?
He's you could just say he's preoccupied, like he'll meet you further down the road.
Okay. He's just attending to some company affairs, and he'll be meeting us this afternoon further down the road.
Lovely. Right, well, Annette, and you can see this very, thickly coated woman draped in these cloaks started to descend now from the town hall, her hair done up in a nice ornate bun with braids.
How expensive does the carriage we're in look?
It does look expensive. Like, you did have that conversation before about having a very plain outside, but most common people's carriages are going on like fucking 15-20 years. Like, they look like they're about to fall apart in shambles, and this one is very evidently quite newly constructed.
Yeah.
But it's still not on the level of a what you'd imagine
they'd normally roll around, and he's done his best to
exactly
make it look a bit plain.
Yeah, but on the inside
Better
you can see
now.
these like large purple velvet cushions and
That's
stuff,
fine.
which is and Annette kind of greets you both with or greets everyone here, I guess, with a quick nod of the head, and gets into the carriage. At roughly this point now, you can kind of see a few of the guards like grab the swords at their hilts and kind of look towards the dock. And as you do, all turn around, you can kind of see Cook lumbering over. He's like, I've been looking for you everywhere. And at this point, you finally realise that Princess hasn't actually left Wolfsbane's side this entire time. And she's like, oh, I don't really want to go. And he's like, get over here now. And at this point, she kind of looks at you longingly, Wolfsbane.
I'll kneel down and give her a hug. Say, it's okay, Princess. We won't be long. We'll be back sooner than you know it.
And she kind of, you see her bottom lip quiver. She kind of nods her head silently, and then turns around, completely dejected, to walk away. And at this point, you can see like the redness start to creep into Cook's face as he's like, "Sorry, my lord, Lieutenant, we'll be on our way." And the feathers relax, releasing their hands from their scabbards as they
Sorry
both.
about that, my lord.
He's like, no, it's
He's our
fine."
cook.
Yeah, quick turnaround, I imagine. There were not all things were set in place, I guess. Well, is this? Do any of you know how to travel? Have you all travelled with carts before? You're going to be travelling on the cart, in the carts?
I'll be outside. I like to know what's going on. I'll travel on foot. But yes, I've used a cart before.
Yeah, so the only reason I ask is I think I would appreciate it if Annette was left to herself in the cart and you sort of, mingle around the outside. Keep yourselves wary, as it was. I'm not paying you to be comfortable. And I say that with, the utmost respect.
Yeah, that's understandable. Will your feathers be accompanying us on this journey, or are they just here until we exit the town?
This is my escort, not Annette's.
See.
Anyway, if that is everything, you best be on your way. This weather isn't getting any better, and he kind of looks up now, and you can see the rain is starting to increase in density.
The weather's probably doing us favours.
Mm.
Probably aren't going to be too many people out on the road today.
Yes, let's hope.
I guess we'll be off then.
Cool. And he kind of stands
He
there.
says, cool.
Yeah, cool. Later, G. Everyone stands to appointment, all him and his 20 feather escort as you slowly take the cart. Who is driving the cart?
Any takers? I'm happy to if we need to, but
I can give it a go.
do you need proficiency with like a land vehicle for that? Does that help?
Yeah, it helps.
Okay, does anyone actually have that? Because I have.
I don't. I think I suppose me and Netta will be the best for seeing further, and especially at night, either one of us probably drive the cart.
Yeah, we should have bought someone from the company who can drive a cart.
Funny uncles here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys start.
Well, I'll say Scruff can drive.
Cool.
Well, I'll be on foot in front.
Cool, and we'll split.
Behind.
Lovely. As you guys start to leave, the town of Sandyport behind, you can kind of see this almost glum atmosphere, this vibe start to creep into you. You don't know why, but you're feeling a little bit trepidatious about this journey. This is the first one you've made in a little while now that you haven't had the entire company with you, and it is just the three of you.
Strangely, he can afford himself a 20-man escort, but can't spare any for his daughter, who's so valuable. Well, she can't hear us.
Yeah, as he explained the last time you spoke to him, like if when he starts looking to dictate something like that through his own guard, that's how the gang start to find out. So that's why he went external for this.
I see. Okay.
As you start to travel across once more the plains of Sandyport, if everyone would like to take a ration out of their inventory for the day's worth of travel, and can I get a perception check from whoever's out in front?
Yes.
That include me driving?
No,
Oh God.
It would just be just Nettle. Yeah, so it's pretty clear. Like, you guys are quite close to Sandyport still, so this day's worth of travel is quite,
Nothing eventful.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of creatures that sort of dwell around this area. By the time it gets to nightfall, you can see a net sort of come forth from this carriage for the first time as you guys finally get a fire going. Even though this ground is definitely soggy, they did pack a little bit of firewood in the storage on the back of the cart, and you guys all kind of hunker down around this small flame to try and keep, a little bit of heat in your system. Thank you for escorting me.
You don't need to thank us.
Okay.
Do you think you should be leaving the cabin, my lady?
Well, if you had just spent the last 8 hours traveling inside a cabin, I'm sure you would want to stretch your legs as well. But I appreciate your coming from a protective place. Thank you.
Can I just stay pretty close to her wherever she's going to be walking around, unless she's going to sit with us?
Yeah. She comes and sits by you. She's not just kind of like loitering.
Do you need some rations, or have you got your own supplies?
Yes, I have my own. Thank you.
Nice.
You can see what she's eating is very much a bit more expensive than the food that you're currently eating, which is like dried mutton and salted mutton and shit like that. Very salty, and she's got like fresh fruit currently.
Can I look quite longingly at her food, kind of remembering all the nice food that I used to eat, and then looking down at my own ration?
Yeah.
What led me to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't think you were rich if just based on current affairs. As you guys are starting to like all just dig in, there's like this silence that kind of perpetuates the atmosphere. And Annette kind of clears her throat and speaks up. She's like, well, I'd like to know a little bit more about my, I guess my protectors. Where are you from?
I'm from the Rovner dynasty, my lady.
Oh, interesting.
Have you always been in Sandyport?
Yes, my father is a good baron, but he spent the last 5 years getting to this point at the very least. It has been a bit of an uphill battle to get that back into a position where it has some sort of respect on its name.
See, can I just make I don't know if it would be if I need to make a check, but obviously her father's a sea elf.
Mm-hmm.
What is she? Obviously, is she like a half elf, or does she look like she's full sea elf as well?
She definitely doesn't look like a sea elf because they typically have like bluish tinges to their skin. But you can now see now that it's piqued your interest that she does have the pointed ears of a half elf.
Okay. So why did your father? Am I allowed to ask why your father needed to rebuild his reputation?
No, not his reputation. Sandyport's. You see, it was
Makes sense.
a bit like Sulphurport to the north. It was overrun with crime before my father became entwined with its affairs. Something that they still bear a resentment about to this day. Otherwise, you would not be having this conversation.
Yes, I understand that.
What about you? Sorry, what was your name? Scruff, was it?
You're right, yeah, that's my name, yeah. I come from Lime Mill in Walter Glen.
Very quaint.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sorry, go on.
No, carry on.
Oh, sorry, not much to me, Here, there. Do a bit of this, do a bit of that. It's not much of an interesting lad, if I do say myself.
Somehow I doubt that. But what about you, Wolfsbane?
I suppose I'm from quite similar background as yourself, really.
Yes?
But that was a very long time ago. And now I feel that I've come from my religious background. That's what I call my true family. And of course, these people that I've managed to meet up with and follow along this new journey with.
See, I did think you had a little bit of an aura around you that I would not associate with one that comes from the common cloth. No offense, of course.
Taken.
Oh, the offence taken personally?
Yeah. But how...
Don't be too hard and Scruff.
When you say you come from a similar cloth, do you care to expand upon that?
There's a lot of history there, and I mean no offence, my lady, but it's things I'd like to leave in the past, and I don't know who you're connected with, so I'm sure you're a lovely person, but right now, unless I know you better, I'm not willing to share any more.
Oh, very talkative. Well, and she kind of takes a bite out of her fruit.
You learn to keep quiet when you're always on the road.
Yes, I can see that now. And she kind of gives you all a a look. Well, at least when this is over, I'll, be able to meet my husband. Or my to-be.
Who is it you're marrying, if I'm allowed to ask?
Yes, I'm marrying the king's son.
Nice. Very fancy.
Yes.
Are you excited? Have you met him before?
No, but I am excited. To know that my offspring will be future kings themselves is very, very good to me. It's a pleasant thought.
Does she seem like she's like lying or slightly sad when saying it or anything?
Make a insight check. Oh, I've just seen there as well. I said the 10th earlier, but that's the 13th. Orc die trick the 13th. I've just read that. My bad. So it's really difficult to get a good vibe on this. This is the sort of thing that is, very much outside of your wheelhouse of emotional sort of situations. It is a higher class marriage is oftentimes not something that the bride has a say in. It's more of a, they do it for the family sort of thing. And with some people, they very much resent their fathers for putting these propositions in place. And for others, they sort of accept it for, because that's just the world they live in. And
yeah, when you're raised like that, I guess you'd come to.
Yeah, she doesn't really
even be excited, right? And your whole life has been you're going to marry a prince.
Yeah, she kind of knows no different, if that makes sense. But she's not. When she says she's excited, it's not like she is brimming with excitement.
Yeah.
But yes. So what will all of you be doing after we part ways?
Heading back to Sandyport, I think. To meet up with the rest of our colleagues.
Oh, joy.
And on to new adventures.
Are you going to be staying in Ravenbrook?
For a while. Depends where the work is.
Yeah,
we go with the work.
Well, best of luck. And she kind of takes apple core, throws it off into the brush, and is like, well, I'll go back to my cabin now. And she gives a faint smile to you, Wolfsbane, before heading back to her quarters and closing the door. Who is keeping watch for tonight?
I was going to ask, with Wolfsbane being a full elf, she doesn't sleep, but does she need to meditate, or she gets like the fatigue points?
She still needs to meditate.
Okay.
I can take first watch.
Yeah, I'll take second watch. We'll just do solo watches, I guess, because the numbers. Then we'll just rotate it. So Scruff, you can sleep.
Yeah.
I know you need your 10 hours.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but someone has been driving all day. But
Cool. If I could get a perception from both of you, please.
It won't be with advantage. There's only one of us, will it? It'll just be one.
It'll just be one.
Cool. At least someone's paying attention.
Yeah, and it seems to be a very eventful, uneventful night. You sort of just kind of allow the, the plains around you to caress your senses. You smell the open air now. The first time that salt hasn't been mixed in this sort of environment for a little bit now. The weather is a little bit more, although it's threatening to rain, it is currently dry, which you are thankful for. And it's very calming as you hear the insects kind of chirp off in the distance. Can everyone please pick an item in their inventory and put it in the chat for me?
An item?
all those items are now missing, and we're going to go for our break.
Damn it.
Interesting choice to take.
Yeah, I feel
I
bad
was
for
slightly
you.
metagame there and thought I don't want to link anything I actually want because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I think Holly paid 25 gold pieces for that dress, which is now she is now missing the the clothes off her back.
Yeah.
Presumably she went into some sort of nightgown when she took it out for the night. Or some, tracksuit or something, I guess, because she don't sleep.
Tracksuit. And would I still wear my scale mail? Because I haven't sleep.
That's on you. I think moving forward, just so everyone is aware, that if people are going to spend their meditation or rest in their armor, they're not going to get any hit dice back. And that's going to be the the mechanic. Otherwise, everyone could sleep in full plate armor all the time, and it'd be like, well.
We get like cushion plate armor so you can sleep.
Yeah, I guess.
I
guess for you, Wolfsbane, it would be a case that it wouldn't be too like it's up. If you can make a case on why Wolfsbane would never not be in armor, because I can see it as an elf who doesn't really sleep. She's just kind of like activity, but I'd also feel like she would like some time to like just kind of not have like heavy fucking rings or whatever the fuck it is on her metal.
Definitely. Yeah, she wouldn't keep it on all the time, especially since like her character and her background, that wouldn't be a natural thing for her either.
Yeah.
So she'd be quite relieved to take that off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Okay, makes sense. And you guys are just now about approaching the, roughly the same point that you were probably about, 4 days now? 4 days ago now?
Grey Peaks.
Exactly. You can see them ominously looming in the distance.
We should be... on our guard here, guys. There's definitely a few orcs that weren't in the camp that might still be around. I mean, I hope they would have moved on. Nothing left. And all of their friends decapitated, but you can never be too sure with orcs.
Yeah, I'd give them some nightmares for sure.
Are we all awake now? Is that like the first?
I hope so, because otherwise I was talking to myself to not encourage everyone to sleep.
I'll wake up and go, someone.
Did you just say something now?
Not to alarm you both, but I appear to be missing probably my most important clothing right now.
What are you missing? Sorry.
I kind of gesture down at myself in just my like underclothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like in the. It's not like bra and knickers. It's like.
Were you
like
meditating in your dress when it went missing?
It wouldn't be the case that it would be missing if she was wearing it. It would have been like she was getting out of her armor. Yeah, she was getting out of her armor, and then when she went to get it on, she was like, "Oh, where the fuck is that?"
So
did you leave it on the ship?
No, I was definitely wearing it on our first day of travel. So it's been missing since I've rested and since this morning. So, and I've looked around and I can't see it anywhere around our camp, and I highly doubt that the princess has taken it.
Yeah, Annette comes out. She's wearing your dress with a wolf pelt cloak and a dagger.
Yeah, my stained dress is definitely not nice anymore.
Strange.
As I put my boots on, I realised the
Oh.
some fuckers nicked my dagger too.
Maybe we should take a bit of an inventory and just check everything we've got and have a look round and see if there's any
footprints or
any disturbances around.
Has Jack just DC'd?
I'm still here, but
okay,
my camera is like fucking freaking out.
Back to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you just dropped. But okay. Maybe that's a good idea then. Maybe we should. Word. How do we know it's not the princess? How do we know she doesn't get a kick out of being a thief with no repercussions, being the daughter of the Baron?
I mean, I'm sure, because obviously there was one of us on watch all night, we would have seen, personally my eyes were on that door for the entire night to make sure nothing disturb.
Wolfsbane, it's your turn for watch. She just stares at a door for 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything either.
And then
Either? Where?
I kind
Don't
of
say
look
that name.
Yeah.
I kind of look at Scruff a little bit like not suspicious.
Yeah, we all tend to look at
but
Scruff.
He's,
Got something you want to tell us, Scruff?
he's a little bit of a joker sometimes. He's a little bit of a Scruff. You're not messing around with us, are you?
Why would I steal my own fucking dagger for?
What? To make it more convincing.
Well,
You stole everyone else's stuff.
what? So I stole your dress. I'm all right, thanks. Don't
Yeah,
do that on
he's
weekends
wearing your
anymore.
dress.
What's
Fucking
Scruff?
hell.
What you get up to in your own time is none of our business. Oh, Razor.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's muted. But yeah, so as you guys are kind of picking yourself up, you can make an investigation if you want, Nettle, to see if
Yeah,
give
I'll
help.
have a little look around the camp, see if there's anything obvious here.
Yeah, you're like you spend a couple of minutes looking, you're still kind of getting like the little bit of sleep out your eye as you look down.
I don't move from the same spot. I just
Yeah.
kind of look around the camp.
Yeah, you give it a whole like. Nope, nothing here.
You're no here.
Yeah, but you come up with naught, unfortunately.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. Well, I had a little look. Doesn't seem to be much.
Shall I have a look as well then? As you refuse to get up.
Yeah.
Can I look for like footprints and anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Make an investigation for us, mate. Whew. Yeah, and unfortunately, like that wasn't like I was amazed by the 11. I was amazed by your modifier. Just to clarify, 11. You rolled a fucking 7. I'm like, oh my god,
huge roll, bro.
Yeah, you look around the camp and you don't see anything really either. You do see, some footprints, but as you begin to follow them around the camp, you just realise they're your own footprints, and yeah, it's just not a lot.
No, can't see anything either. Has anyone checked in on the old Annette?
We're in a fucking church right now.
Oh shit.
I think she came out of the carriage, didn't she? She walked out.
When? Has anyone seen her this morning?
I thought she went in last night.
Yeah, I thought she went in last night.
Oh, sorry, I misheard. I thought she came out.
I'll go knock on the door of the cabin.
Hi guys, sorry there. I'm just having a little lurk, just seeing what's going on.
No worries.
Sorry, I couldn't make it for the full session, but 3 days of a wedding.
That's all good, man.
Yeah.
Are you going to be joining us?
I know, just listen in to see what you're doing, if that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, if you would like to, you knock on the door, and a couple seconds go by, but eventually, it does open. You can see Annette in there. She's like, yes.
Thank God.
Just making sure you're in there. We've had a few things go missing from the camp, so we're just making sure you're still safe in the carriage.
Well, maybe it's you just misplaced them.
Yeah, it's a possibility. We thought we'd just check with you,
Yeah.
make sure everything's alright.
Mm.
Seeing as that's the main reason we're here.
Yes, quite.
Sorry for disturbing you.
That's okay. I wasn't really doing much. She kind of gestures back to a cross stitch that she's got going in the
Yeah.
in the back of the
Well,
the caravan.
I'll leave you to it.
All right. Close the door.
Yeah.
I've looked through my things and I haven't got anything else missing. It is literally just my clothing.
Well, I mean, that's all replaceable stuff we've lost. I haven't seemed to have lost anything yet, so.
I mean, the dagger is, fairly special to me, but
Same with my dress. Like, you can see it welling up a little bit. That was a custom-made dress for me.
Yeah.
It's the last nice thing I owned.
I'm just worried someone's setting up a trap with what they found.
Did she seem a bit suspicious, saying that she thinks we might have misplaced them? I mean,
I didn't check, to be fair. I didn't really look into it. I don't see why she'd have any reason to steal these items.
well, I don't know. But, you know, you guys were on watch and we didn't see anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'd have heard the carriage open. I feel like, you know, no disrespect, but I feel like our abilities to successfully sneak past us can't be that great.
Who knows? What's the plan then?
I don't know. You guys attach these items, but we can.
They are replaceable. Well, for me, it is replaceable, but it's more concerning that it was taken without our knowledge. Especially, I would say, in my dress that was pretty close to me as I was resting. It makes me feel quite strange to know someone got that close and I didn't awaken.
I suppose if it was one of the gangs looking to kill her, why wouldn't they just kill you in your meditation or scruff in your sleep if they were taking our items?
What do you think we should do then? Should we
Call
investigate?
me paranoid here, but I'm worried of the old Nilbog that we had issues with. I'm scared we're going to bump into a tree in the road and we're going to be finding that little bastard again.
Oh no.
What happened? What's this about?
A little magic goblin who fucked with us several times and he wouldn't die. We literally killed him multiple times and then he comes back. Some kind of magic to do with how much gold he possesses.
That's a little fucker.
He's a trickster.
Yeah, it's surprisingly annoying.
So, as you guys get ready to travel back out for the day, make your way more towards the capital, are you taking the same formation as you were before?
Yeah, so I guess that would be what Scruff on the cart, Wolfsbane just behind it, and me in front. Are we all on horseback, or are me and Wolfsbane on foot?
It'll be on foot.
That's fine.
But
you can't go too fast with a carriage anyway.
Exactly, you'd just be travelling at a walking pace. If you could roll a perception for me again, then please, Nettle.
Fingers crossed.
Nice. Okay, so as you are making your way now through the territory closer, the road kind of veers more towards the Grey Peaks, you become a lot more aware of your surroundings, knowing that the last time you was here, you very much invoked the wrath of a small orc warband. You know, and due to your nature of hunting orcs in the past, that they don't easily forgive, they don't easily forget. Like even though you've very much taken the head off the serpent, that head still has fangs, and it will strike out at you if given an opportunity. Which is something that actually comes up as a little bit down the road, just before you head down into this region. You will come across what appears to be a small hiding warband, but you do spot them just before they have eyes on you.
So we're currently out of sight of them, right?
Yes, I've just put you there just to say, just so you can see the map effectively. You're not actually there, but you have spotted them.
Yeah. Okay. I'll hold the carriage. Pull up, Scruff.
Pull up, Scruff.
You'll
notice. Yeah, they're all evidently are trying to hide, laying in wait and ambush, and this one here appears to be a bit stockier than the others. You can see ringed and around his waist, wrapped in a sort of twine, is skulls of various different species. Some of them elven, some of them tiefling, some of them human.
Can you negotiate with orcs? Would I know that? I mean, I'd assume no.
You can. Yes.
I'm not going to though, because that wouldn't be in Nettle's character.
I would say
really not a fan of orcs, so
it depends on the orc. Like the thing is, like there are civilized orcs. There are orcs that do live in societies and are accepted. But more often than not, these are the kind of orcs you deal with, and they seem to be a bit pig-headed. It's kind of like, I guess, in like an Elder Scrolls setting. Like you do have like that fucking orc who's in the mage library. But the majority of orcs you come across are fucking like bandits on the road. Like they're not a race that is often seen as one of civility.
Yeah. Okay. So we're off the route. So I'll just warn the other two. Looks like the leftovers of that band of orcs are up ahead. I suggest we put the cart somewhere just off the road, somewhere safe, and we kill them. Finish the job. Bit more gold, we'll bring the heads back.
It's a complex plan you got there.
Yeah, I'd never say no to killing some orcs.
Before we do anything, can I just cast aid on all of us?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to put that in the chat for us, please?
Take time. We should warn Annette what's going on as well.
I mean, you speak quite loudly. Consider me warned.
Yeah, well, we'll keep the carriage relatively close and off the road. I'd recommend you stay inside.
I will gladly take that advice.
Yeah.
You can see she kind of reaches above her, like as you're talking through the window of the cart, and there's like a false plank, and she pulls like a small hand crossbow out from it, and then puts it back.
If the orcs win, you'd be better served putting that into your own space.
You're just a ray of sunshine, aren't you, Nettle? Yeah, it's strange seeing you actually do like support stuff, Holly. Casting aid before battles and that sort of thing. Cool, but yeah, if you guys would like to add that to your hit point total.
How many are we adding?
5.
Yes.
Just first level, because last time it was 10.
Yeah, because you cast it second level last time.
Oh no, sorry, no, it is 10. I'm casting it at a second level.
Cool.
So ignore me.
If you're, just so to stop that sort of thing, Holly, if you just say like I cast aid at second level when you do go about it, then people won't have to ask, of course. Obviously, guys, just be aware when you're adding it to your token, you don't add it into temporary hit points. You add it onto your current hit point, so you go above your current hit point total.
So you don't change the hit point maximum, you change the current
exactly.
hit point.
Because you wouldn't change your hit point maximum because just in case you forget on how many fucking things you get, and that can be messy. But now it will show up on your character that you have plus this much.
Yeah. I'd have resummoned Bertram on one of the long rests. Oh.
Yeah.
Can I chuck him in?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Only 3 of us are affected, so me, Holly, and Wolfsbane and Scruff, right?
Did you?
Bertram wouldn't get any.
You did. Yes, that's correct. You did level Bertram up, didn't you? He's all good.
Yes, he should be leveled up. He's got the increased HP and stuff.
Cool. So yeah, you technically have the drop on these orcs if you can get some decent stealth rolls out. If you want to like approach behind.
Is it possible for us to get up here from further back to like sneak up to a better spot?
It would be. Obviously, it would require some checks just to like scaling the cliff and all that.
Yeah, okay.
If you guys would like to make an athletics. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to speak over you, Zach. If you guys want to make athletics or acrobatics to scale this wall, unless you have another means of getting up there.
Bertram can just climb walls. He's chilling.
Yeah.
I do not make it up.
You did not use acrobatics, Zach?
Oh, I can use acrobatics. Yeah, sorry, wrong button.
Cracking. I'll tell you what. Before you get up, Bertram can use the help action on you because he's allowed. He can push you up there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So give yourself advantage.
I'll give myself advantage on it.
Yeah.
To roll once more.
Yeah. There we go.
With the help of my boy.
God, you are literally an invalid outside of combat. There's okay.
So
if you guys want to roll your initiative, then.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, my dog.
So before we go into it as well, Jack, just to double check.
Yeah.
The changes to my thing. Did you say it's guaranteed a hit?
So instead of you procking, like you go and proc it, I roll to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you hit, you proc it, and you can just add that damage.
Because if I want to use my movement with it, can I still do movement, and then when I go to attack, I proc it on the next attack, sort of thing?
I see what you're saying.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, it's how would you? Could you want to use it before your movement?
Usually it's a bit of a gap closer for me, so I didn't want to like use it, and then either get the attack, or do I roll my normal attack and then add it onto it? Or...
Okay, what we can say is that you proc it at the beginning of your turn, so you get that movement, and then on your next roll that hits, you get that additional damage. Yeah.
Cool.
So that means you're not missing out then, and just add that to your description so we remember that for next time.
So do we need to make stealth checks now?
I will say you could roughly get to about there before, like reasonably before they see you come up. If you guys would like to roll stealth checks.
Let's kill him. Christ, that was bad.
If I'm not moving, do I need to do a stealth check?
Yeah, because you'd be getting up to this point with them. Like you guys did, like the climb on the wall, like all the way back over there.
Is it just normal?
Yeah, just roll a stealth for us.
Bertram's would just be a dex roll, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Just check some.
Keeping us in suspense. Oh, guys, don't forget to add your initiative tiebreakers to your character sheets. Because there's one on Bertram's, but I don't think the rest of you have one.
I should have that's 6 from Bertram. She gets my proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Oh, what? Alright.
But not a great roll.
Luckily for you, you do seem to manage to approach unnoticed. Which is terrible if you think about it, because those stealth rolls were...
Not great.
Yeah, and they were looking to ambush you. You could have just went through with the car and they wouldn't have even seen you.
They were just so focused on the road.
Yeah.
They didn't possibly consider they could get ambushed.
So, do you want me to do it for your sheet, Holly, and just explain what I'm doing?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So,
sure.
So you see initiative here says 2 at the top of your sheet, in between your arm class and speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at your dexterity, you see you've got 14 dex.
Where's...
So on the left side of your screen, the second tab down, you see you got dexterity 14 with 2 modifier. That 14 there will be your initiative tiebreaker. So if we go into settings now, and you see here, I've just ticked add dex tiebreaker to initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go back to the core screen, it's added 0.14. So that means that because your dexterity is a 14, if anyone has a lower dex than you, and you roll the same, you'll go higher than them because you're naturally more dexterous. Make sense?
Right, I remember you came from last session, but I didn't know what I was meant.
It's okay. Yeah, just ask if you're not sure how to put that onto your sheet.
So I was the same, so I've just changed mine as well now.
Cool.
So I didn't know.
You got yours, Zach?
Thank you.
I missed the whole thing, sorry.
No, it's okay. So I was just saying, initiative tiebreaker, what effectively is, it's your dex score added to the end of your initiative. So you see 19, you got 4 initiative, you go into settings, you add your tiebreaker on. So when you look back at your initiative now, it's 4.19. So if anyone rolls the same as you, whoever has the highest dexterity score is going to go first, because naturally they are going to be more dexterous. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
So yes, we will start with Wolfsbane. No, also actually no, that's just a lie. I didn't descend it properly. We'll start with Toy Skip, also known as Scruff. I don't know why I keep coming up with that. Oh no, I did find it out. I'll fix that for next session.
If I go there, am I still on top of this cliff bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say yes. Like just because it's weirdly modelled onto the sheet. Yes.
So,
Were you
But-
taking them by surprise? Sorry.
Yes, this is a surprise round right now.
so I'll attack that one. I'm going to cast Hex on him.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Glaive.
Yep. But remember, you hit with advantage on because he's surprised currently. So roll again, just in case.
That case, do you mind if I use Great Weapon Master? And
Yes.
minus the 5.
Yes.
If
Just
I-
bear in mind for next time. Obviously, you need to tell me if you're going to use your Great Weapon Master at the beginning of the attack before you roll.
So I'll just roll once more. So if I take the 16,
Well, you got to roll your
Would it
Great
be
Weapon.
minus
You got to
5?
roll your Great Weapon Master again.
yeah.
There we go. That's what you
Wow,
want to
crits
see.
with it. That's insane.
Yeah. So that's exactly what we're talking about now. So this is going to be insane damage because what? That's a yeah. Well, yeah. Roll. See if this guy somehow survives. Yeah, he's dead.
Plus it's got the...
Yeah, no, he's dead. He's dead. Like you rolled nearly 20 attacks on one fucking thing. So how do you want to do this?
So just kind of literally run in and just dive at him with
Yeah.
my glaive point.
You kind of crawl down next to him, like, you're right there, pal. Yeah! Instantly down.
Everyone's
Oh, I think Holly's disconnected.
Yeah. Okay. Is Holly okay if I take her turn for her if she's DC'd, or is she going to be back soon?
Yeah, she said that's fine. Yeah, she's just closing everything down then.
Cool. Because I'm pretty sure Holly's going to attempt to put something on fire. So
she said she was going to fairy fire if that helps.
oh, was she? Huh. So yeah, she's going to run up. She is going to use her fairy fire. So let me put that into the thing. So, oh, I did it again. So spell save.
Rep master. Server.
Nat 1. So 20. Each object is 20-foot cube. Okay, so let's see how far we can get this to go. Okay. So I guess it will be these three here. That makes the most sense to me. So I'll roll another 2. Okay, they all fail it. So any roll has an attack advantage on them for the next turn. Yeah, so yeah, these three down here, they all have, you know, they've all been affected by the fairy fire. They've all failed the deck save, so they all have a fucking. I'm gonna put a token on them to say that you got advantage on them, which you do because of you're a surprise anyway. But just bear that in mind. And she's not gonna go too far forward. And then now it's Bertram. Well, actually, Bertram he doesn't roll initiative, does he? 'Cause he
No,
goes on your
yeah,
turn,
I was an accident.
It's okay. So,
Um,
this is you, Nettle.
bear with me.
Just bear in mind as well, a lot of these orcs were lying down on the ground to ambush you, so that means you have disadvantage on your attack roll, but because you're surprised it's at advantage, so it's a normal roll.
Okay. So I will attack the leader with just normal bow.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Roll damage for me.
That is... Wow, actually, he has a lot of fucking HP, I didn't even realise.
Why did it roll damage for me? All I did was click longbow. Oh, I think I clicked the longbow attack bit.
Oh, when I went on my character sheet update, it like reset back to having that as default.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
that's
insane.
interesting. So you did
Where?
9
How did you
damage.
turn that off?
if you go in the settings panel at the top, it's if you go where it says NPC on the right side, it's 3 ones down. Just put don't auto roll damage. Sorry, Holly's just restarting the PC as well.
Cool. It is Bertram's turn, Zach, if you want to take it for him.
Yeah, let me just change that. Okay, he is going to charge at this guy.
Yep. And he's got advantage, of course.
Just normal, isn't it, if they're lying down?
No, because lying down, it provides you disadvantage on ranged attacks because you're like lying down. But if someone is attacking you with a weapon, it's going to be easier to hit you.
Amazing. So
yeah. So yeah, do I have to make a check? Don't I to not get fucking?
Not get put prone.
But he's already prone, but you failed it anyway. So
17.
Yeah, hits.
Target takes an extra 1d6 slashing damage. So Maul does 6 plus an extra 1d6.
Nice. How do you want to do this?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll be the same as last time, where Bertram just charges in and just like crashes his skull with his jaws.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, like easily enough, like that scream finally alerts the other orcs to the events happening around them as we get back to your turn, Scruff.
Cool, so I'm going to run in to this one. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to transfer the hex over to that one.
Yep.
And I'm going to use my glaive attack. It's just normal, isn't it now? Or is it advantage because of the fairy fire?
Yeah, it's advantage because of the fairy fire.
Cool, and then I use great weapon because I've got advantage.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that hits. No, it does not. You can see this one as well. He's the one with the Ring of Skulls. He seems to be wearing actual chainmail, while the other them are just wearing like hide. So unfortunately, your glaive finds it difficult to break into that.
That's cool. That's me done.
Cool. Okay, it is now you, Wolfsbane. Is she up yet, or?
Don't fucking believe this. Right.
I think it's playing through your Mac, not your headset.
Just let me sort it out. Just carry on without me, because it's just been a dick. Just carry on. I'm plugged in. Just carry on without me.
Alright. I should know. Oh yeah, on his things playing silly buggers. So.
Yeah, my computer's just given up. What the fuck's going on? I can't hear any of the conversation either.
No, we can hear you.
Technical difficulties. Okay. Well.
We can.
You can't hear us, Jack.
Yeah. Okay. So she can't see how that. Well, can't hear that. I'm mocking her. Shall we just quickly take a 5-minute break, just hopefully, so Holly doesn't miss out on all the combat that we're gonna go.
I'll try and sort it.
I can eat this then.
Actually, no.
It looks like combat is only going to take another 5 minutes anyway. You're smoking them. Slaughtering them.
Just taking a 5-minute break.
Okay.
Mm.
So sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you there while you're.
I just keep resetting it.
No, it's all good.
It's fine.
How was the wedding?
It was really good. Yeah, it's great. Really nice venue, and it's really close to my house here. Actually, it's just like a few minutes down the road. It's kind of funny.
Oh, cool.
But you had lots of friends that we haven't seen in a few years and stuff as well, so it was really good.
Yeah, good to catch up.
Yeah. It's a shame about Dylan that Dylan's out. I found that kind of surprising.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, if Dylan does manage to get everything back in order, like he is the kind of person I think would jump straight back in because he does love D&D. Like,
yeah.
Like even before I told him I was gonna be running a new campaign, like he was talking about, you know, he would love to play a new character sometime soon. Yeah. Before I even offered him, like told him like we're gonna do this. So yeah, man, it's just unfortunate. Obviously, his life it takes precedence when you can't, you know, you're struggling to maintain that balance between.
Flame on allowed.
your home life and I guess work. So I'm sure he'll get everything in order, and hopefully there'll still be a spot for him when he
yeah, moaning. That's
does.
what I was like, Baba. It's all right. Do you want me to play mine aloud so at least you can hear and talk through mine? But don't worry.
Your turn, Wolfsbane.
Okay, so where have we got to?
So there was an orc here. Sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. No, I am not. Orc here that was killed. An orc here that Zach shot. I think. No, Jordan killed this one. Moved up to this one and then stabbed this one. And now
Bertram killed this one.
And you fairy fired the ones with the heart on them, so you will have advantage on those attacks. Wait, the one next to Jordan, I think.
2 are dead, and this guy's been shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. It's like eerily quiet now around your music. I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon.
Oh, is it getting summoned?
How far can I do it? 60 foot. Yeah, I'll do it next to...
Big boy.
Yeah. Next to him. And then... Yep.
Unfortunately, that does not hit. As it is summoned, it takes a swing at him, but he's firmly sort of gotten his ground on the situation already at hand very quickly, more so than the other orcs. And he has managed to dodge as it swings that for his head from behind.
And then that's the end of my go.
Okay. It is now you, Nettle.
Have advantage though.
No, yeah, he is correct. It has advantage because he's fairy fired.
You tell him, Ray.
Yeah. Ray, you're not even in today's session.
It's like the voice of God, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, actually.
Yeah. Ray's just in referee capacity for today's session. Do you want to roll with another one then for a Solly?
Do I just click advantage on spiritual weapon again?
Well, just roll another attack 'cause you already rolled once.
On the black call, yeah.
I just like a mace attack.
Oh no, like just cast spirit weapon again at the bottom one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, unfortunately that does still miss. And now he is going to get very angry.
You skip my turn now.
Oh, of course it is. That was God.
This DM, guys,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm just falling apart. Yeah, it is now your turn, Nettle.
I'm going to move Bertram to here. He's got 40 foot of climbing, so I think he can make that ledge.
Yeah, that 10-foot ledge.
But he's just going to take the dodge action. He's not going to attack.
Okay.
I'm going to move up next to Wolfsbane, and I'm just going to attack with my bow. This guy.
Okay.
With advantage.
Yep, that hits. Just.
Yeah, another cheeky little 6. And then to finish my turn, I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Hey.
I'll link it for you, but I'm going to hold on to it.
Cool. Okay, and now it is his turn. He's going to turn to the big fucking spirit bear to his left.
Who's taken the dodge action though, so he will roll with disadvantage. If I don't do anything, he automatically takes the dodge. It says in the. I believe that's how it works. I might be wrong.
Sorry, what did you say? I wasn't listening.
So if I don't do any, if I don't
yes, he
command him to do
dodges.
any action,
So
he
yeah,
takes the dodge.
Yes.
So it's disadvantage.
Exactly. And he's going to scream at the top of his lungs for the orcs around him to save their chieftain. And the others seem to be inspired by this and will now get advantage for their turn. he is going to position himself here as well. As this one's going to roll up to you, Jordan. He's going to fucking slash at you with his great axe. Move this over there.
Can I cast shield?
Yep, absolutely. If you want to put that in the chat for us.
So my armor class is now 21
Yep.
for this round.
Unfortunately, he hit a 22.
Big roll.
Yep. So, and that's 15 damage to you as this great axe comes overhead and firmly places itself within your shoulder blade.
Cool.
This one is going to run up as well, and he's going to do the same thing. And that's a nat 20. And that is actually less damage than the other one. That's going to be 14 damage. He rolled a 10 and a 1 there. This other one's going to come up to this clifftop and try and attack Bertram with advantage. That hits, and he's going to hit him for 7 damage.
It would just be normal roll because Bertrand has disadvantage.
Sorry, yes, you are correct, but that still does hit.
So it's at 7 damage, sorry.
Yes, 7 damage.
Okay.
And now it is your turn, Scruff.
If I move there, I don't spring opportunity, do I?
No, because you're still within his reach, so you're not left up.
Awesome. I'm going to cast Hexblade's Curse on this one.
Haven't you got your Hexblade's Curse already on someone?
No, I've got Hex.
Ah, okay, my bad.
He died,
Yeah.
and I just didn't renew it, so it's gone.
No, you put it on the commander.
Yeah.
You moved it on.
I'll put another token on it, because when someone dies, you change its target for bonus action, don't you?
In that case, then I should have rolled con, so I'll just roll 2 cons quick.
Yep.
Are they all out of Fairy Fire now? I can't remember what spot it was.
No, it stays on. The ones with the heart on still have Fairy Fire, because it's like an explosion in a radius, and they're covered in glitter, effectively.
Okay.
I think I may go for them.
They just look really pretty.
Yeah, you do, John.
Cool.
Well, actually, you might not with that first one.
20.
That first one is an
half
11.
The damage taken.
Yes, sorry, no, my bad. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll put Hexblade Curse on that one.
Yep.
And then I shall attack him. Advantage.
God, all these fucking modifiers I'm putting on these tokens. Yeah, that hits.
And then can I also use my other one? Or do I have to declare that before?
When you say your other one.
Like the +1 glaive ability.
Yes, so if you're going to proc it at the start of your turns now. So before you roll attacks.
No problem.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I do 12 damage. And then I'll also try and attack with the end of... No, sorry, I've used my bonus action. Sorry, that's me done.
Cool. Yep, so this guy is barely, struggling to fucking... wait, you get bonus damage equal to proficiency. So is that added on already? Yes, it is.
I've added it on, yeah.
Okay. +2, but no, I don't think you... Is it because it's bonus damage, right? Oh no, 2 damage rolls against the target equal to proficiency. Okay. Yes, cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting to grips with that. I haven't had a Warlocker in a while. So it is now you, Wolfsbane.
For the concentration, do I have to roll for that at the start of my turn or at the end?
You only roll concentration if you get hit, or if something like an event causes, like if you was caught in an earthquake, for example, or something, you was in a very stormy sea. Those are events that could potentially incur concentration checks.
Perfect. Okay.
So you've kept back, and so you've done well.
Wicked. I will hit this guy with my spiritual weapon.
Which one, sorry?
This one.
Yeah, unfortunately, that misses.
And then I will cast Healing Word on Scruff.
Hey.
Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
Oh, okay, you can't do that because Healing Word's a bonus action, and to control your spirit weapon is also a bonus action.
Shit. In that case,
sorry, Scruff, take that Healing Word off your
Yeah.
fucking...
I kind of fucked up. Okay. In that case, I will. The same when I was.
Yep. Targeting before the chieftain.
I will cast Guiding Bolt on him, level 1.
Okay. That hits. That's 14 damage. Does it explain to us what we see? Describe, rather.
Is that killed him?
No. He's still very much alive. Like, he seems a lot hardier than his folk around him.
It's like, it is literally a holy light that kind of shoots up in the sky and then comes down on top of his head and kind of
So it arcs.
explodes. Yeah.
Cool. Nettle.
I just want to double check I can actually do this. So I've still got the Zephyr Strike on me.
Yep.
For the roll of advantage and the extra attack roll on my target. Can I also then cast Hail of Thorns this turn and get the attack bonus on both of them? Actually, like a big combo.
Show me Hail of Thorns real quick. No, you can't, because they're both concentration spells, so you can only have one of those active at once. So if you were to cast Hail of Thorns, you'd lose your Zephyr Strike. So which one are you taking?
I'm still going to take Hail of Thorns here then. I'll just sack my Death Strike off. I thought I was being clever, but...
Yep, cool. And so... Who are you hitting?
This guy here.
Of
so
course.
everyone around here, except Scruff, is getting hit.
Yeah, does that include your Bertram?
Yeah, but would I
Yeah.
roll disadvantage on Bertram because he's taking the dodge action still?
Does dodge action mean advantage with a dex save? Because that's what it is, isn't it? It's a dex save.
Oh yeah, because I'm not hitting him.
Yeah.
Okay. Then no, it would not.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Okay, so I'll roll the 4 dex saves. The first one will be for the chieftain.
Oh, let's see if I hit first. Okay, I hit.
Oh.
Fine.
Let's see if I hit first. Who? Okay, yeah, it hits.
So this guy takes 12 damage.
Yep.
Plus, roll my 1d10. Who made the roll and made the save?
So chieftain failed it.
Woo.
The 2 bottom guys made it. The top guy failed it again.
It's 9 damage to him, and then 4 damage to everyone else.
Yeah, so
he
this
takes
guy's
16.
He's dead. This guy takes 4 damage. So that is, and then 9 damage to everyone else. Jesus Christ!
Did Bertram get hit?
And this guy,
Save.
I don't know. You didn't roll for him.
Oh, yeah, that's so true.
Because the hex target died, I get healing off of it.
Yeah, Bertram's
Yep.
chilling. He takes 4 damage.
Ace. Yeah, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. It is now the fucking orc's turn. Okay. The orc chieftain is going to attack Bertram twice.
With disadvantage.
Yes. Second one hits. The first one doesn't. So Bertram takes. Fuck's sake, man. That's such shit. 7 damage. Oh wait.
Oh.
Oh wait. He also rolls a d8. I didn't realize that. So he takes actually 11 damage total. And the other guy's gonna attack you, Jordan. What's your AC?
16.
16, that hits. And that's going to do... Why did I roll 2? That's going to do 4 damage. As this one kind of just takes the axe back out your shoulder and puts it back in, but you was a bit more ready for this one, so it doesn't have that impact. Now it's back to your turn.
I'll use my... what do you call it? Glaive item, sacrifice a hit dice, so I can get an extra attack on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attack the one next to me.
Yep. No, he's
Is
still
it
got
with
advantage. Yep.
Yeah.
That hits.
And then I also get to roll
A hit die. which you...
Extra attack.
Well, he's dead. He's dead. He's fucking dead.
Sound. And then I'll use the rest of my movement. Or sorry, my movement in general. Let's go there. Use just the end of the glaive.
Yep.
Sorry, she's on one.
So when you attack with your glaive end, is that a part of the same action? How does that work? Jesus Christ.
Sorry, she's on one. You meet her. Going for you, thing again. Just take the stairs.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's what I mean. Just a pain in the ass.
Yes. Oh yeah, that should be fine. So yeah, that hits.
Cool.
Did that dog have its own mic? Jesus Christ.
Honestly, I think it's because it's still playing through Holly's Mac. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Ah, I see. Cool. Yep, that, so yeah, you see him take a hefty as you hit him with the end of your glaive. And now it's Holly's turn. She is going to fucking use a bonus action to hit with her spiritual weapon. Fucking... Where is it? Sorry, I just gotta get a sheet up. Oh, she's back. Cool.
Yeah, she's bad.
Hello, sorry about that.
No worries.
Right, is it my turn?
Yes.
Can I will cast Shield of Faith onto Scruff. Level 1.
Yep, just be aware though if you do that, the advantage people get against the Orc Chieftain is going to end because your Fairy Fire is concentration as well.
So I can only have one concentration at a time.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, no. Sorry, I won't be doing that.
Okay.
Can I cast Healing Word on Scruff?
Cool. So that's 4 HP back to you, Scruff.
And then I will cast Sacred Flame on the boss.
12. And he makes that, unfortunately.
Cool, and that's the end of my go.
Cool. Nettle.
I'm gonna have Bertram move around to the other side.
Yep.
So if Fairy Fire's dropped, that would still give me and Scruff advantage, wouldn't it? Or Bertram and Scruff.
Well, Fairy Fire's still up. She's kept it up.
Yeah, but assuming it did drop, would that work in that diagonal sense?
Yes, it would.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to check that for future reference. I'm gonna taunt him a little bit. I'll shout in Orcish. Bertram, kill the chief. And he'll roll to attack.
That hits, yeah. It's a lot of damage.
It's a big slash on him.
Yeah, right across his back.
Also,
You can hear the chains like pinging as they are breaking free from each other's bonds.
and I'll also roll to attack.
That would be a 50. No, because you have advantage because you use Fairy Fire. That hits. Keep us in suspense, Zach.
Sorry, I was just reading Elven Accuracy. I was trying to check if it was 19. If it was one of the feats that 19 is a crit.
Well, you can actually change that in your fucking on your sheet so that 19s do crit, so you don't have to do it manually.
No, but 19 isn't a crit. I was just checking if that was the case, but I actually don't crit on 19s.
Cool.
Until I get the bow upgrade on that thing.
And another arrow,
So just pop a shot into him.
Yeah, snaps into him. At this point, he's going to roar. He's going to attempt to attack Bertram. That hits. He's going to kill Bertram quite easily. And he's going to attempt
No
to
worries.
attack you, Scruff. What's your AC?
16.
16. Okay. That doesn't hit. And at this point, he's going to roar specifically at you, Nettle, since you're the one talking shit to him in Orcish. And he's going to say, "Oh, I thought this was a fight for the... I thought you were the strong men here. This is cowardice. Fight me one-on-one."
Can I respond, or do I have to wait till my turn?
No, you can respond.
No.
You can make a intimidation check.
Oh, damn.
No, that's how you get advantage. I mean, you kind of got him surrounded right now. And you can kind of see this look in his eyes that kind of signifies that maybe everything isn't like, the world isn't just the barbaric place that he's used to, where it's like tribal law kind of rules the run of the mill. But that is all he knows. So he does throw down his weapon. And he says, "Well, it's Grey Peak custom to follow the strongest orc. You don't really qualify, but I think we can make an exception considering you killed pretty much every other orc on this godforsaken mountain. I would like to join you and your clan."
Can I kill him?
I mean, you can try.
Then yeah, I'll roll to attack again.
Well, it'd be on your turn. It'd be
Okay.
He's just gonna not respond.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll just say if he's expecting response, then I'll just say
I wouldn't want to keep him waiting.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like kind of something along the lines of let me quickly think of how I'd phrase it.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'll pretty much say fuck off or piss in Orcish at him.
Yeah, and you can kind of see him snarl at that. It is now your turn, Jordan.
Yeah, and kind of looking to Nettle and seeing him say that, I'll go for an attack again.
Go.
So yeah, with because it's advantage, I'll try my great weapon.
Okay.
I'll use a. No, I won't. No, just yeah. I miss.
Yeah, unfortunately that misses. Is that the end of your turn?
Cool. Yeah, that'll be done.
Wolfsbane,
I'll hit him with my spirit weapon.
go for it. Just hits. And he takes 4 damage as this thing like clogs into the back of him. And he kind of looks behind him, again growling with frustration. And now it is your... Oh, are you done? Sorry.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame as well.
The classic. Okay. And he fails that, so he does take the 7 radiant damage as well, as you see this, cleansing fire kind of enshroud the individual before you, Nettle.
I will. I'm gonna just attack my longbow again.
Mhm.
Still have advantage on him.
Yes, because of the fairy fire. Whew. Yeah, he's not looking great at this point. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's what I can do.
Cool. He's going to pick up his great axe off the floor, and he's going to swing at you twice, Jordan, in a last defiant fit of rage. Okay. Are you shielding or?
Oh, I can't. I've got any spell slots.
I see. So the first one does hit. You're going to take... What's your max HP at the moment?
35, including the aid.
35. Okay, so you don't make a... you don't take a grievous wound, but you are going to take... sorry, let me just work this out. 17 damage. Just. For the first attack, and the second attack misses.
Cool. Yeah, I'm down.
And you're
You unconscious?
Yeah.
It is no turn, so you make a death save. Okay, and it's now you, Wolfsbane.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Scruff.
Okay.
And then I will cast Sacred Flame on the boss.
And would you like to do this?
No way.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage for Sacred Flame. That was a max roll.
So for this one, again, it will be like Holy Light, like
Yeah.
all her moves, but it will look more like a flame rather than like a bolt. So it will kind of like burn him in a holy flame.
Yeah, so you guys just see this orc before you, this once incredibly muscle-bound figure just kind of dissipate into this flame, just slowly becoming thinner and thinner until you can just see this enshrouded skeleton almost embraced in this bright white light before it sort of flickers out and there's nothing more where that orc once stood.
I was getting ready to taunt him once more.
Wolfsbane shouting mercy as normal.
Yeah.
How do you want
Oh, good.
How do you want to kill him, Wolfsbane? And Wolfsbane's like, fire? Cool, nice one, guys.
Well, it looks like that's the rest of the orc problem dealt with. Say to everyone.
Do you reckon these heads will still cash in 50 gold apiece?
No harm in trying. I'm sure it'll be a worst case scenario. We can just be a lovely gift for Annette.
Can I go and check on Annette and make sure she's still safe in the thing? The
Carriage.
Carriage.
Yeah, she seems to be.
You need someone blowing into money.
Yeah, she seems to be fine. She's, just kind of chilling.
Perfect. Are you okay there, Annette? I hope you're not too shaken up.
You look in. She seems, she's still holding the crossbow, the hand crossbow, but she seems fine. She's like, yes, I'm ready to get moving now.
Perfect. Yep, I think we're looking like we're almost ready to go again.
Yeah.
Cool.
A couple minutes later, me and Scruff follow along with the orc heads in our hands.
Yeah, so if you want to add 5 orc heads.
Covered in blood. Add them to bottom here.
Was there anything else on the bodies at all? I want to check in.
Make an investigation for me. Yeah, you kind of like, what's this?
Jordan did what?
Yeah.
Nope, nothing worth taking.
Cool, so what's everyone doing?
Just getting ready to go back on the road, I guess. Oh, I need to collect. Oh, I didn't actually track my arrows there. So I used 3. After collecting. It wasn't that many turns, was it?
Can we look to see if there's any sort of evidence of any other camps nearby that they've been settling in, or
yeah,
just in case,
make a perception check, just see what you can see from here.
Can I join him on that?
Yep, of course.
Oh, sorry, I still had him.
Whoa!
Wow, fucking Wolfsbane the MVP today.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're looking around. You can't see any signs of permanent encampment, but just further up this hill, there does seem to be like a sort of temporary living situation, sort of similar to what you would have been sleeping in last night. But it's very much bare bones. I mean, their entire camp went up in flames, so they don't exactly have a lot. It's a lot of scraps from a meal the previous night, perhaps, and just little cubbies that they've kind of gotten some dry grass on, just to give themselves some sort of comfort, a layer between them and the rock hard floor.
Yeah. Be about 1 sec.
Cool.
I just got to move my car.
No worries. Zach, could you please make a deck saving throw real quick? Oh, he's gone. I'll make it for him. As Nettle gets ready to head back out, he sits on the cart, and something seems to activate. You can see suddenly a bunch of wires spring out of the side of the seat and seem to unwrap Nettle. Let's make a deck saving throw, see if he... dodges it, which he does, so he only takes half damage. He quickly jumps out the way before it actually manages to wrap around his form, so he only takes 7 points of damage. You take 3 of that, Holly, because you guys are still, you know, bound.
Shared suffering.
Exactly. And you can see him kind of look confused as he looks around. You can see all this like razor wire now spread almost like a you would on top of a fence, just on the seat of where the carriage.
So we're next to it, aren't we? The cart.
Mm-hmm.
Can we investigate further where it's come from?
Yeah, absolutely. Make an investigation. Jordan, I'm assuming you're helping?
Yeah, I'll help as well.
Yeah, it seems to have come from the seat. There seems to have been some sort of like a thin wire that was stretched across the length of the carriage seating, which when Nettle sat down, he seemed to have triggered, which then sprung out the sides of the seat.
Was this inside the carriage, sorry? Or is this on the outside?
Yeah, it's on the outside on the front, so where, like, he's got the horses there.
This isn't right, Scruff, because this is the second weird thing that's happened since we've gone on the road. First it was our things going missing, and now they've essentially put a trap on our vehicle. And I don't like how close they've got to this as well.
Yeah, can I, okay, yeah, let's have a little word with this and see what the fuck's actually going on here. And so I'll swing open the whatchamacallit?
The carriage door.
The door.
Yeah. And as you do, you can kind of see her like jump a little bit and kind of raise the hand crossbow before lowering up. It's just like, yes, is everything okay?
Looking at there's some dodgy shit going on around here, and I want to know what it is and why it's happening.
Me too.
Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else in this cart or in control of this cart?
No, it's just myself. Why?
What's happened? Sorry.
So
sorry.
As you sat down on the cart to get ready back on the road, you actually activated a wire trap that you successfully managed to dodge, but you did take 4 points of damage still as the wire kind of scraped across the back of your skin. That was placed presumably some point in the last like 10 seconds because you guys had a very short amount of combat there.
Yeah.
And Jordan's now kind of, well, Scruff I should say, has kind of gotten up, is like questioning Annette because she was the only person here.
Are we sure it wasn't there beforehand? I suppose it would have been triggered, right?
It seems a bit dodgy, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
First our stuff going missing, and now.
You don't mind if we have a little look in the carriage, do you, Annette?
Absolutely. And you can kind of see her put the crossbow back in the plank above, and then step out, waiting just by the wheel.
Can I do can I have a little quick look around, see if there's any of the missing items in there?
Yeah, absolutely. So you look into
or
this.
Any evidence of like traps and stuff?
Yeah, so you look into this cart and you can see very much that it is, the inside of it is very, bougie, as it were. You can see these large velvet purple pillows, the colours of Ravenbrook, and large blackout curtains that seem to encompass the inside. There's two long, benches that seem to face each other from either end of the cart. Imagine a sort of Western style carriage. But other than that, it's pretty bland. Make a perception or investigation if you're going to be looking under cushions and shit.
What would you prefer, perception or investigation?
Well, I'd assume unless you're just going to look around, it would be an investigation. But you'd have to describe to me what you're doing to investigate.
Without trying to be too invasive into her own personal stuff, I'm kind of just looking around, seeing if there's any more of those hidden planks, or any. Assuming I can find the missing items.
Okay. Yep. So make an investigation for me.
Oh God, what the hell? So many nat ones today.
So you can't find any more wooden planks after a good 10-15 minute search. You do manage to, obviously, the first place you do check is the one that you are aware of, the one that she pulled the crossbow a hand crossbow out, and you check in there, and there isn't any weapons in there or any of the missing garments either.
And I like check under the cart, see if there's any like mechanisms or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd like to make another investigation. God, you guys are the world's greatest detectives. Yeah, you check under the cart, and that's definitely the underneath of a cart. You know, you don't really know what you're looking for.
Well, this looks like the underneath of the cart.
There's 4 wheels here. This
Yeah.
is all right.
Annette, do you have any knowledge of like if your father would have set any traps on the carriage?
No, I mean,
Anything like that?
you know, he is paying you for a reason.
Yeah, well, just don't appreciate being whipped in a cart.
I think we should probably keep moving though. We've been here for some time, and she's right. At this point, you guys have probably been on the side of the road for about 30 to 40 minutes, just kind of checking the car over.
Before we head off, can I just quickly check over Scruff and not provide any medicine that I can? Because I know he took quite a beating in the battle.
Yeah, of course.
Or kind of patch him up.
Are you casting spells here, or?
No, can I just do medicine?
You can, but it wouldn't be able to provide any sort of, you know, exactly, yeah.
Okay, in that case, yeah, it's just checking he's okay.
So yeah, he's okay, but he's definitely not, you know, the healthiest he's ever been. You do manage to provide, if you'd like to make a medicine check actually for us to see if you can cause him a little bit of more comfort in his current state. Which, yeah, you give him a reasonable amount of comfort, considering he has a giant wound across his fucking chest from where he was nearly cleaved in twain by a great axe. You do what you can, which isn't a lot, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Yeah, before we head off, I'm going to use my last spell slot to revive Bertram with full HP.
Cool. Where is Bertram standing in this sort of like formation you've got going?
I guess he'll be up front with me. Or, I mean, maybe
He's
at this
in the
point
seat.
we could... He's sat on top of the carriage, yeah. No, maybe we could put Wolfsbane inside the carriage. I mean, I don't know if that's going to piss off the nobility and have Bertram behind.
If we explain the situation, though, that there was some very strange things going on, and it was more for her protection, I think he'd understand.
Yeah, that's a good way of phrasing it.
Okay, and
Yes,
you would, you know, have a very similar conversation with Annette. Do you want to roll a persuasion for me, please?
Yeah, I'll just explain that we're concerned with the missing items, the trap being set up, so we're looking to ensure she's safe. We're going to put Wolfsbane inside the carriage with her, just to make sure there's nothing going on inside there that could hurt her while we're unaware on the outside.
Yeah.
There's persuasion. Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, she's quite open to the idea. Like, you know, she is a little bit concerned as well, especially, you know, considering how close the proximity that must have been both times for something like this to have occurred.
Before we head off, Wolfsbane or Scruff, I don't know who's better. Have either of you two tried to make any kind of detection, see if there's magic involved in these strange happenings?
No, I haven't checked. Would you like me to check over them?
Yeah, if you could have a little, see if there's anything magical about the trap.
Would that be Arcana check?
Yes, or detect magic if you have that prepared. So yeah, I mean, these are being very like, you can't say about the missing items because, you know, it's a bit late at that point, but this trap that was activated just now was very much a mechanical contraption.
Okay.
Yeah. While we're on the move, Scruff, do you want to have a little... Because I'd say it's on the seat of the carriage kind of thing, on the front where the driver would sit.
Yeah.
I guess while we're on the road, Scruff can have a little fiddle with it. See if we can work out how long it's been there for. Whilst we start heading off.
Yeah.
In your own time, or maybe when we get to rest at the next stop, we'll have a little more in-depth look at the trap. But let's keep moving for now.
Cool. Okay. Could I get a perception check from you, please, Nettle, as you're taking the front again? Yeah, lovely enough. You give like a very, a very comprehensive scout over the incoming terrain to make sure that there is, nothing funny going on. You don't want to be in another situation like you are now, where something's coming up to you unawares. And for the rest of the day, it appears to, go fairly uneventfully, considering the morning.
Days.
As you guys,
no trouble from any gangs yet.
That's it. As you guys are starting to, settle down for the night, you can see it's quite a clear night tonight. The stars are very much in droves overhead, glittering. You can see the shattered pieces of the moons sort of reflecting sunlight off one another, creating this really nice, almost display in the heavens above. What's everyone doing?
I'm kind of deep in thought around the campfire. Well, once we've got the campfire set up.
Yeah. At this point, you would be running, a bit low on the stored wood that came with. You probably got one more day's worth before you start having to gather it yourself.
Okay.
But luckily, the weather has been a bit better recently. So
I'm gonna say then, I'm gonna go set some traps in like the surrounding. Is we like by woods?
no, well, it actually, I guess if you're going off the, you will be near woods the next day, but there's a bridge that you need to cross, and then you're kind of like scouting around the outside of the woods just by Timberstrom.
Okay, well I'm gonna try and set up a few little traps for like rabbits and small rodents around, a little bit off the road, not too far away. Probably like spend an hour doing a little loop around.
Okay.
Some traps and looking for any like wood we can grab.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing in that time?
Can I set up some rope around the camp and then like tie? What is pittons? Are they the bits to climb?
Yeah.
Can I tie them so that if it rattles, if anyone like disrupts the rope?
Okay. If you want to make a intelligence-based sleight of hand, then same with you, Zach. If you're you have traps, don't you?
I won't. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you just set those traps up, and if you'd like to make an investigation for firewood, Jordan, you get your your little alarm sort of structure on the perimeter of the camp quite successfully. You feel quite good about how well constructed it is as well.
I don't have any traps in my inventory. Any items? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd probably have to buy some of those then, unless you wanted to make.
I've got 2 nets, so I can kind of make DIY things.
Yeah, okay. If you want to give us an intelligence-based sleight of hand as well, then please.
How would I do that intelligence-based?
Yeah, just roll a int if you don't have a sleight of hand proficiency. Yeah, and you quite easily make 2 traps for small game that you kind of place around the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Who's taking the watch tonight?
It would have to be me and Wolfsbane again, because Ruff needs his sleep after his little beating.
Yeah, I'd definitely say I'm good to take first watch.
With Bertram, if he's on watch as well, he has dark vision. Will that give people advantage?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he needs sleep, being like a mystical creature.
I would say probably not, honestly.
Yeah.
He's more of he's a spirit inhabiting like a makeshift body rather than like an actual.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think he doesn't need rest.
Okay, if you would like
to.
Who would he be helping?
He can help both, can't he? If he doesn't need to sleep, he can be on watch for both.
Yeah, actually that makes sense.
He'll just patrol around kind of that little that little rope bit.
The thing, yeah, I guess he could like bark or something if he sees someone. I don't know what bears really do. That was not a bear.
Yeah, kind of get a bit of a growl, a bit of a roar.
Okay, if you
wake everyone up.
I can get a perception with advantage then, please, guys. And he's taking the first watch, and he's taking the second watch.
I'll take first this time. Oh god.
Yeah, so the night seems to go by very quietly. No real events. Everyone gets a good night's sleep, especially you, Scruff. God knows you need it. And yeah, the morning comes around before you even know it. You know, you can see that the sky has remained clear, but sorry, not clear. It's not raining, but it's still overcast. You can smell the dampness in the surrounding plains, sort of, you know, drying up at this point. The wind rustling through the tall grass that surrounds you. It's quite peaceful. It's a good reset from the previous day's events, and you're quite glad that nothing went missing, or at least that you know of in the night sense.
I'll go and check the traps first thing, while people are still waking up and getting ready.
Yep, and as you do, you find one of the traps has nothing in it, but the other one actually has a crow in it, which are like quite a common bird in this part of the world.
So a small snack.
That's it, yeah. What's everyone else doing?
I'll get up as well and check on my little makeshift alarm system, and if it's not been ruined or anything, take it back.
Yeah, no, Seal seems perfectly fine.
I'll check my prepare my spells for the day, and then do my usual praying.
The usual.
Which, can I ask if Annette would like to join me in the praying? Because I'm not sure what god that she prays to, if any.
I pray to all the elven gods and Levigus. I will join you.
Perfect. So yeah, I'll just start praying with her then.
Cool. Yes.
As I was heading back to camp, I'll say to Scruff, anything out of the ordinary last night with your little system? Anything missing?
No. Looks exactly how I left it, so hopefully didn't have any visitors last night.
Have you had a chance to have a look at the trap?
What's that?
Have you had a chance to look at the trap in more detail to see if it's been there, how long it was there for? If we just hadn't triggered it beforehand and it was there for some reason from the start, or
would I have seen anything else while travelling?
Yeah, if you want to spend like, how long are you going to spend kind of looking at this?
I guess me and Scruff will play around with it until they're done praying. So it's probably like, I guess, 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Yeah, if you'd like to roll investigations for us, please.
Oops.
Yeah, so this is quite a mechanically complex trap. You can see that this is something that it's not a layman trap, as it were. This isn't something that someone can just put up, like someone can just buy off the shelf either. This is quite a complex bit of machinery, especially to hide that much razor wire like in a quite compact space and not be noticed. It would be hard. Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, go on. There you go.
I was just going to say, it'll be hard to try and find out how long that trap had been placed before it was activated, because there's no real measure of, there's no way to really measure that. But as I said to these guys whilst you were moving your car, it very clearly was activated by a piece of very, very thin wire that was stretched across the seat that you would have seen if that was there before the encounter started. So you would assume that it was placed like during the fight of the orcs.
We can assume the trap itself has been there potentially for a while. That's too complex to have been set up, but the wire itself wasn't there until we came back from the orcs.
If that's what you're inferring, that's what you're inferring.
Yeah. Well, that's what I believe to be the case.
Yeah.
It looks like a net. I mean, I take it me and Scruff are out of earshot of those two at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, something weird's going on with the net here.
She's
seems to be her.
She's definitely fucking with us in some way, shape, or
Yeah.
form.
It's funny how quickly Net will trust Scruff when there's other fuckery going on. It's like, kindness, I'm not sure if I trust this Scruff.
Well, no, I was going to say to kindness when we left. I didn't didn't come up. But in all fairness, like if he was, from like Nettle's point of view, if he was going to kill us, he had a good chance when everyone was not in good shape after the fight with the Ettins. While we were resting in the cave, he had an easy shot there. That would be like the best opportunity he would have got to kill the leadership or do any funny business. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm still suspicious, but I'm less so. I'm more trusting now. And obviously, there's other fuckery going on that we're both the victims of. So
yeah, maybe this is how Scruff is planning to gain your trust. He's setting all these traps.
Yeah, maybe it's Scruff.
And then be like, what's going on? But yeah.
Scruff is a master of sleight of hand.
If I could get 2 perceptions from Nettle and 2 from Wolfsbane, and could everyone subtract 3 rations from their inventory, as we're going to speed through the next 2 days, as they are quite uneventful, as you're making your way now more towards Timberstrom. On the evening of the second day, as you're approaching one of the rivers that has a like a lower crossing point, one of the bridges that you were planned to cross on your way to Timberstrom, you see something peculiar. You see what appears to be a large green mass of scaly skin and black hair. You can see 4 arms that seem to encompass the sides of this individual, and he is standing on top of a bridge.
Is it like some kind of troll?
Does
he know we're here? Have we already spotted him? Have we spotted each other?
Wolfsbane's seen him. He hasn't seen you guys yet. But yeah, if you'd make a nature check for us, please, Zach. Yes, this would be a troll. They typically, obviously, well, as you can see, they hang out by bridges sometimes. And it is not unheard of for them to have troll bridge tax that they use to keep the bridges in the region that they claim fully repaired.
It seems to be a troll on the bridge, guys.
Would I know if trolls are quite malicious or not? Whether they're...
They don't have a great, reputation, but you wouldn't have had too much, interaction with trolls, just given who you are.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it comes down to do we? Is there? Well, can I do a quick perception to see if there's any way around? I mean, we've got a carriage, so it's going to be limited options. But is there any way to avoid the troll?
Yeah, if you'd like to. Well, I would say you wouldn't even need to make a perception. You would know like the closest bridge is going to be days travel, like days worth of additional travel from here.
How do you guys want to deal with troll? Do we fee the cost and maybe just pay if it's not too much, or? Yes, it's probably not in our best interest to try and fight all the time, but.
I mean, I don't see any harm in us having a little chin wagger with him, and then we could pretend to turn away and regroup after, depending on what he says.
I'll tell you what, Scruff, you're a good talker. You go and talk to the troll. We'll stay. We're not gonna run away, but
Scruff, you go and talk to the troll. We're
stay
here.
We're going to stay out of sight in case things escalate.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah.
I mean, let's agree. How much are we willing to pay realistically before we hear his price? When we know to walk away.
Maybe like 10 gold, something.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
To avoid a fire, that sounds right.
Let's give you a code word to shout, so we know when your things are ready to just turn to battle. You shout.
I could do a cacaw, or You
could caw at the troll.
Yeah.
And then we'll know that means you're ready to fight.
As you guys are having this discussion, at this point, you can hear coming from the bridge, "Oi!
So we've been spotted now.
Are you coming across?"
Well, it looks like that plan's down the drain. Let's go and talk to the troll.
Before we move on, can I just cast aid on everyone?
Yep, of course.
Level 2.
So everyone's got those 10 additional hit points, which is fucking actually huge at this level.
Yeah, that is sick. Only hits 3 targets and up to 3 creatures, yeah.
So it would be us 3.
Sorry, Bertram.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
fine.
Bertram. I feel like I'm a bit more important.
Bertram doesn't feel pain.
I mean, Zach fucking, sacrifices him every other day anyway, so...
Yeah. As long as Bertram gets the cigarette from kindness, he's chilling.
So yeah, the troll will wait until you approach, kind of like tapping his foot, kind of like rubbing 2 of his hands together while the others are kind of like stretching above him.
I'll head over.
And now as you're like getting closer, you can smell this ungodly stench coming from this individual. It smells like damp mold. And you can see like these yellow fang-like teeth in his jaw and his very ugly extended nose that kind of droops over his face with a small smattering of long black hair that seems to be wet that kind of drips over his face. So,
Go with Zach as well, sorry.
So, you coming across in your nice pretty carriage?
What's the deal, Mr. Troll? What do we need to come across? I assume you're standing on the bridge for a reason.
This is my bridge.
So how do we cross?
You pay the toll, the troll toll.
How much is the troll toll?
It's 1 gold piece per person.
Any premium for a carriage?
You could kind of see him, like, not really having considered this, kind of think back and think to himself. It's like, yeah. Let's make it 2 gold pieces for the carriage. And he smiles devilishly to himself.
How much would that be total? That'll be, 3 gold plus 2 for the carriage. 5 gold then.
You're not gonna outsmart me. And he points at Bertram. Make that 6 gold.
He's not a person. He's
might be
he's
7.
a wooden bear.
You're not gonna outsmart me, Mr. Elf.
Okay. Well, can't we make a deal? For the volume of it, we get like a group discount to 5 gold.
He kind of thinks to himself. He's like, "No, you pay the toll, or you fuck off."
I'll Scruffle kind of just go, I got this, mate. Come on. Here's 8 gold, mate. There is someone in the carriage. I don't want to pull anything on you, mate. We're all good.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to pull something on me. And you can see that one of his arms reaches around to his back and brings this large sack of cash that he just drops the 8 pieces in. He's like, "Well, you've paid the toll. On your way." And he'll move out the way.
Thank you, good sir.
Thank you,
And then we'll
lovely
move on.
man.
I'll see you when you come back this way, I suppose.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
And he kind of chuckles to himself as he gets off the bridge and then climbs underneath it.
Yeah. I wait till we're out of earshot and say, well, 8 gold wasn't too bad.
I think we've got a good deal on that, really.
Yeah. I have never fought a troll, so it saves the hassle of another fight.
Yeah, I'd say because you had a reasonably high nature there, you do know as well like a quality of trolls are kind of renowned for their perceptiveness and their ability to regrow limbs. Like trolls aren't born with 4 arms, but sometimes when like one of the arms comes off in combat, when it regrows, it kind of mutates into 2.
So 4-arm troll is probably someone who's pretty battle-worn.
Yeah, probably. I mean, once trolls in like troll society, like a troll with a bridge is like a paramount to royalty. Like there's not a lot of trolls that get to that point where they're like successfully guarding a bridge, because it either ends in one or 2 ways. Like the troll successfully holds the bridge and it's his bridge, or that troll is killed by monster hunters coming through the region. And yeah, as you're making your way now a bit more towards Timberstrom, which you'll have to pass through before heading actually into Ravenscar, you've still got a few days of travel left. You've got another day and a half till you hit Timberstrom, If I could get another 2 days worth of rations deducted, as well as perception checks for those days, please, Zach.
Yes.
And a couple from you, Holly, for the nighttime.
Yeah.
Oh no. Stresses me out when I roll perception test of 15. I feel like that means something bad's going to happen.
Oh, and I think the aid would have worn off now, would it?
Yes. Oh, also, obviously, this is like days worth of travel, and you can't really, you know, spend 8 hours a day like gaining skills in that. But you have like a solid 4 hours split between the night and the day to you know, pick up any hobbies that you guys are like trying to learn or.
So from the start, that's like 20 hours potentially of work.
Yeah.
Best.
How many hours? Like 20 hours, you're saying?
Yep.
36 hours into the poisonous kit.
If you want to actually divide that total what you have now by 8 hours, and then just give me a day's total, and then from now on we'll just keep track of days, just because it'll be a little, you know, less easier. Because I think I read it up. It's like to learn a new proficiency, it takes roughly 250 days worth of learning.
Okay, I'm at 3 days with poisonous kit.
Oh, you can round up for the sake of this as well, if that helps.
Sound.
Is there anything that you wanted to learn, Holly, whilst doing this? Any sort of skills?
I don't know. It's something we're off next week, so I'm gonna spend one of my days off doing a bit of learning, a bit of research for my character. So yeah, I'll let you know in the next session what I'm gonna pick up.
On one of the nights that come forward, you guys will wake up the next day. Jordan, your holy symbol / your glaive will be missing. Zach, all your arrows will be gone. And Wolfsbane, your holy symbol and mace will be missing. When you wake the next day.
Well, this is not a good start to the morning.
And like, unlike, you know, your dagger, you know, your pelt and whatever, this is pretty evident as soon as you wake up, because the first thing you guys would do would be like account for your stock up, like your weapons would be like the first thing, because you're just in that livelihood.
Has anyone seen my arrows?
Yeah, I seem to have misplaced 40 of them.
Yeah. Quite the stack missing now. An entire quiver's worth.
No. And has anyone seen my lovely holy symbol?
Mine is also missing. This doesn't bode well.
Getting a bit beyond the fucking joke now, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Can I have like an investigation around the camp to see tracks, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Investigation or perception?
Investigation. Obviously, if you're looking for tracks and stuff, I imagine you go and actually trying to find.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you're trying to find tracks, it'd be a survival technically.
But if I'm it's not just traps. I'm just looking for any kind of evidence of stuff going on
that'd be
within the camp.
Yeah, like even with a 16, like you're looking around, there's no evidence of, you know, anything really being amiss other than those items being going missing.
Check for
What the fuck is going on in your
That's what I was looking at.
I could see you. She was trying to be out of the camera and tried to crawl around. That's so embarrassing.
Tell her she's going to be on YouTube.
That's going on YouTube, by the way. Jack uploads all of these.
No,
he does. He does.
Brilliant.
So embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Classic.
I forgot what we were doing.
Worried. Can someone investigate for any kind of magic presence going on here?
I can have a little look around, yeah, see if there's any hocus pocus business.
I'll also help you. That.
So just to clarify, an arcana isn't going to be like a detect magic sort of situation. You're going to need to actually use detect magic to be able to see if magic's being used.
Okay. I hate to think the worst, and I really don't want to just point fingers, but it just seems so suspicious that there is no tracks, there is no other like sign of like you've set traps and everything, and the only new addition to our party is Annette.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, from what I could tell, that trap was very complex. Like, I think it would be too complex to be set up within that time, and for it to not be noticed at all for us, like on previous days. She must have known about the construction of the carriage. If there's any hidden traps, I think she set it up. I think she's fucking with us.
This is very difficult because if she's not to blame and we question her and push it too far, we could potentially ruin.
I've already pissed off Welter Glen. What's another angry royal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like a checklist going around to every kingdom and just pissing them off.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but I need that holy symbol back, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we can't leave until we have our weapons. Or we are fucked.
I agree.
We won't even... It won't just be a case of we fail escorting her. It'll be a case of we will die.
I mean, it might be worth checking over the carriage again, see if the little shit sets something up again. And then...
Yeah.
Questioning her, but... Yeah.
Maybe leave that till last. Question her.
Yeah, let's see what we can find on the carriage first. See if there's any more traps been set up.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Check all the wheels are still seem solid. Solidly attached, nothing's been unscrewed, disconnected. That's gonna check the horses.
Yeah, if you'd like to
before we leave.
make an investigation then. As everyone checks everything in a fucking 50-foot radius.
Yeah.
Get ready to heal us, Wolfbane.
Yeah, and as you look around, like everything seems fine. You check around the cart, all the nuts and screws are in place. You wouldn't have that on a fucking wooden cart, but you know what I mean. Like everything seems kosher. There's nothing seems to be fucked with. The only thing that is unsettling there are weapons missing, and seemingly no evidence of how that's happened.
Would I know that like a cleric prepares spells on the daily?
Yeah. You know Wolfsbane is a cleric, and you've seen her pretty much do that every single morning that you've known her.
As it's still morning, have you prepared your spells for the day, Wolfsbane?
No, we literally started having our conversation straight away.
Can you get detect magic? Is that something you can prepare to help us potentially see if there's, as Scruff put it, hocus pocusy fuckery going on?
Clerics can actually pick detect magic, so that is something you could do.
Can I do it within my level? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's first level.
One. If you drag it in, it'll add the spell to you. Yeah.
More so,
Yes,
is there
I
any is there any like bird nests around?
Make a perception check.
Any like small little animal enclaves living nearby?
There definitely are like animals in the area. I mean, you've caught some before, but you don't see any birds the size of which could steal like entire maces, 40 arrows, any of that stuff.
So I was thinking, I can cast this once a day without using a spell slot.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you very much.
And I was looking for something like a crow because crows are fairly intelligent.
Yeah, and crows are very common in this area. I mean, it's there. Yeah. The country's called Ravenbrook for a reason. It's because crows and ravens tend to be, very common here. And you will find some, not too far away actually, just kind of picking up the scraps of last night's rations.
So I'll cast that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you greet a crow. And I'll kind of slowly approach and say hello.
Kind of looks at you with its beady eyes. It says, "Hello."
Are you a local? Is you nest nearby?
Yep.
Have you seen any? Oh fuck, that hurt. Strange ongoings.
He kind of twists his head.
Anyone
floor
fiddling
again.
around in a camp nearby? We've had some stuff going missing.
Oh, you being visited by the spider?
Spider?
Ah! It kind of picks at the floor again.
What do you mean by the spider? Can you tell me any more?
He kind of like again twists his head up at the to look at you like sideways, and then it goes back to pecking the thing. It's like I can't give you a description. He was very heavily cloaked. He had 8 red eyes.
And he took our stuff. Did you see him take our stuff?
And he kind of like hops back and forth. It's like, I saw him in your camp. I flew away as soon as possible. I was very scared.
Don't worry. Do you know where the spider comes from? Where he lives? Is he a local? Is he like in these woods? Or have you never seen him before?
He kind of turns to his friends and then squawks at them for a little bit, and you can hear them say, like, have a small conversation, where, like, a conversation in like Crow isn't like, "Oh, how are you today?" It's like,
Yeah.
Spider, seen when? And there was like, no, not here. And then a couple of them actually, do fly away when they begin having this like little squawk off. And you wouldn't usually infer this based on, not being able to speak Crow. But you can actually see they kind of flutter off in fear. It says, "Crows avoid spider."
Where can I find spider? I can help crows. I can find spider.
You don't find spider. Spider finds you.
I see. Well, thanks for the help, crows.
And it's kind of at this point,
gonna-
it's like following after you and it's picking at your boot. It's like,
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it a ration.
and it kind of like squawks, flutters its wings, and then they see a small murder of crows come over and start picking at it.
Thanks for your help. Head back to the camp.
What you guys see is Nettle just go off about 20 yards from the camp and just start squawking at a pack of crows for about a good 10 minutes.
The crows have saw what happened. At least glimpses. He said someone called Spider, who's a cloaked figure with 8 red eyes. Should have asked how many legs it had, but I didn't think of that. They call him Spider.
To just further clarify the conversation, they probably didn't give you a name, but he's a crow, so he's going to liken it to, like,
Yes.
some sort of...
He calls it Spider, but we don't know what or who it is. They said it's a cloaked figure with 8 red eyes.
I'll just say I fucking hate that spell because I have to act like I just did. But continue.
Yeah. I was impressed, Jack. I enjoyed.
I was going to say that was
crows.
10 out of 10.
I'm not even sure if you knew I had that spell, so you definitely weren't
I
planning
genuinely
a conversation
didn't.
with
I did not.
Crows.
I like the fact that Zach small talked as well.
Yeah, it was very serious. Like,
How have you been?
Yeah, you gotta be friendly. I didn't want to scare him off when I just walked over, Doesn't know how they'd react to a guy walk over and start squawking at him.
Nettle has absolutely no fucking social skills with actual people, but when it comes to crows, he's like Scruff. So.
Yeah, so it sounds like he, or it, or she, or they is the person who took our stuff. They took our stuff. Go with that one.
they sound horrifying
Spider.
from the description.
The crows also said you don't find Spider, Spider finds you. So perhaps next night we should set up some kind of trap.
Maybe leave some of our things kind of out in the open.
Tend to be asleep. And then kill the cunt. Unless it's Annette. She's Spider, then we do not kill her.
It's a good plan for a bunch of people who have no weapons.
Oh shit, yeah. Damn, didn't think of that.
Probably not
Beat him to fucking death.
I mean, I've still got a short sword and a scimitar and a whip.
That's true.
So I can keep us equipped.
Yep.
I've got a torch.
I
mean,
let's speak to Annette, because I don't know if it's a local myth or legend or monster, something like that, you know? I don't know if it's something that she'll know about. Might be something specific to this area.
Sounds like a plan. I'm glad we haven't accused her without.
Yeah.
You guys were full on.
I'm glad I decided to go and talk to the crows before we went,
Yeah.
went too ham.
So yeah,
Were you able to discern anything with detect magic? Sorry.
No, they wouldn't have. Yeah, if they ritual
Okay.
cast it, there would be no magic.
I'm going to clean the shower and put that down there. Leave it for a few hours.
Okay, that's fine.
And out.
Cheers. You know. Okay, so let's go talk to Annette. Gonna knock on the carriage.
Yeah, and again, a couple, like maybe a minute goes past before she opens it. She seems to have like just covered herself in a cloak.
Yeah. Annette, are you familiar with? I assume you'll be familiar with regional stories about possibly monsters, or the scary stories people tell to kids in these parts. And would any of them?
I have my fair share.
Sorry.
Yes.
Would any of them sound similar to something about a cloaked figure with 8 red eyes that comes in and steals items in the middle of the night and leaves no tracks, nothing? We can't find a single trace of it.
You can kind of screw her face up as she begins to remember. She's like, I do remember one. There is a tale of a bounty hunter that people do not know if he's man or demon, that they call him the Arachnid. But he's more of a boogeyman in this region. Like, people are not sure if he actually exists.
It's going to sound crazy, but I can talk to crows.
They're just kind of like, what relevance does that have, or whatever. Yeah.
They told me of someone who meets this description called Spider, who has been visiting our camp.
Well,
last night.
That's not a good sign. They say if the spider, or the arachnid rather, has his sights on a person, that person's days are limited.
Okay. I'm kind of not going to mention to her that it's probably her the targets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks for the information. Do you believe it to be true or just a legend? Is it something people still talk about, or is it just an old, wives' tale nowadays?
It's always, to me, been a wives' tale. It seems to be a sort of, as I say, a boogeyman figure that people would tell their children about to make them behave. But oftentimes the more superstitious folk in Sandyport would, chalk up ongoings that couldn't be explained to the arachnid.
There are definitely stranger things happening these days than the story of the arachnid.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for your help.
She closes the door, a little bit unsure about the vibe after that conversation. Yeah.
Nettle, there is still a weapon that Annette has, so at least we're not completely unarmed. She does have that crossbow.
Well, I have a short sword and scimitar if you would like a weapon each.
I've still got
do you
my
guys have
dagger.
martial proficiency?
I do.
You guys know how to use weapons. I'll lend you a short sword if you need it.
I have my dagger, so I should be okay, which I'm proficient in.
So, what can we do here?
I mean, I take it this arachnid type thing. I'm assuming it's the same one we heard about when we were in
Sandyport.
What was mentioned in Sandyport? Sorry.
Again, it's same thing. Bogeyman of the region. Kind of brushed over it. It's just a story, but I mean, clearly it's coming at night. Do we camp out? All stay
Here's
on
the
watch.
problem, isn't it? He's taken. Well, it's taken our weapons. Do we think we can? There's no evidence of anything. There's no tracks, nothing.
I think it's got to have come in and out of here to steal our shit.
Would I know, or anyone know, of any kind of creature that would match a similar description, like another creature that's...
Make a either make a nature check, or if you're looking at more like demons and sort of thing, Arcana.
So yeah, I'll ask you two then, because I don't know Arcana, but can you guys think of anything that might match a similar description to what we're dealing with here? Like, oh, for fuck's sake. No.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to demons and devils, things come in literally all shapes and sizes.
Would it have any religious kind of roots?
Sorry, what was that?
Would it have any religious roots at all? Would have any knowledge
make a
on?
religion check. Not that you can think of. They're the only thing before the current pantheon was, the patron of the people. Back in a more primordial age, the foundling stages of the material plane, it was kind of governed by a bodiment that are known as the Elder Gods, which are sort of eldritch entities that are older than existence, or as old as existence, that not a lot is really known about in the modern day. And maybe something to do with that, but typically these are beings with like immense power and sort of astral ambitions. Like, they wouldn't be fucking with travelers by taking their shit in a a very specific kingdom.
Okay. So we know, Netto, it's not anything of unbelievable power. Something we could potentially take on.
Not without our usual weapons, It's the issue.
I mean, we've still got a few bits left. Obviously, you've got your swords. Me and Wolfsbane have a bit of the old. Oh, Joe.
Basil.
Yeah.
I can still cast majority of my weapon spells.
Dagger.
The weapon, you mean?
Can we maybe try and just travel as well?
Problem comes up is if we don't get our stuff. What happens if it's
What's
local?
the area we've currently camped in like? Is it like strategically a decent spot?
Yeah, it would just be. This one would just be probably half a day's from the woods just outside of Timberstrom. Timberstrom's probably like a day and a half travel at this point.
Well, from the folklore, we know he's coming back. He's going to keep coming back to get...
Yeah, but the problem is they took Scruff's glaive. Like, I feel like the mace and arrows can be replaced, but that glaive can't so easily be replaced.
Yeah.
So I feel like Scruff should have a pretty significant say in how we proceed, because I would say we just move on and try and make it to Timberstrom, and then get our supplies and speak to the locals for more information about it. Maybe there's like a not a witch, but like an elder woman thing, versed in the arcane arts kind of thing. Don't know what the word is. Who can help us out? But if you want to spend some time searching the surrounding area, Scruff, to see if we can find them being hidden anywhere, or if we can...
I'll see if I can kind of make contact or try and resummon my weapon.
Yeah, and as you do, you kind of just like see, seemingly out of nowhere, the entire glaive just quickly apparate into existence right in the palm of Scruff's hand.
Well, that's a interesting trick. Where'd you learn that one?
Not learn. There's more
He's really good at card tricks.
acquired.
Yeah. And you felt the need to save that until now?
I mean, you know, don't tend to try and do it too often. But the concern is obviously something's still taking the rest of the lot. But again,
well, if you got your glaive,
He's
that's
right.
a big step up to our fighting repertoire. So
We
maybe
could keep going, like you said,
I think
Nettle.
we head on, and maybe the next night. It depends. We're about a day and a half. Can we just power through and travel without rest and get to Timberton?
Yeah, I agree, because it's only happening when we're
And the rest
stopping.
there, yeah, we should be relatively safe in the town.
yeah, I mean, I'll follow what you say, Lieutenant.
Yeah, Annette can sleep in the carriage, of course, and then we can just keep moving. She should be unfazed.
Cool. So
Great.
could I obviously get a rations, 2 for you, Zach, because of the crows taken out of
Already
everyone's
took that ration out.
nice out of everyone's inventory, and a perception from you, Zach.
On full alert tonight.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the next 8 hours, if you guys are moving at an increased pace, you kind of like find yourself moving a lot quicker through this area, obviously, hence not having any weapons than you normally would. And you are kind of beating... You're not going so fast as to like run the horse down, because you guys are still traveling on foot. So that's not going to be an issue here. But to carry on traveling past like an 8-hour stint, every hour I'm going to need con saves from all of you. So can I get the first round of con saves for traveling for the 9th
How
hour?
much farther do we have to go?
You'd need roughly to do 4 of these.
4 of these. Yeah, okay, we'll just power through.
Okay, if everyone can give me a
Oh,
con
God.
save. Okay, so Zach and Jordan, could you add 1 level of exhaustion to your characters, please?
How do you add that? Where is that on here?
So it just okay, I guess it's just something for you to bear in mind. I will show you the levels of exhaustion. But are you continuing to carry on?
Would we know what the... Okay, you're sending us here to decide.
So now you and Jordan have disadvantage on ability checks.
But if we make it, well, if we make it to town, we can rest, right?
Yes.
And we've got 4 more days.
I think
well,
we
3
carry
more
on
days.
going.
Okay, if I
I
can get
could-
us. Sorry, Karen.
I was going to say, Nettles, would you like me to take the lead, as I don't feel quite as worn down as you guys?
Would someone riding on the carriage need a Constitution save?
It would be less so, like you would, because you're kind of. It's not just like physical exhaustion. It is like the whole
No,
shebang.
I can keep on foot for now, but because obviously Scruff's on the cart, so I don't know if that. affects
I
him.
think what she was saying though is like if you're going to carry on like perception checks, you're going to be
what I
making
meant, yeah. Because I won't be at disadvantage for perception.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, can I get a perception check, please, Wolfsbane? Okay, and can everyone else give me? Can everyone give me a Constitution saving throw as we get into the 10th hour of travel? So you also accrue a level of exhaustion, Wolfsbane. Everyone else manages to succeed this one. Could I get a perception check for this hour as well? I'm not sure if you wanted to swap back or if Nettle or you wanted to continue on.
I'll do it because we're both on disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and could I get another roll of con saves? Zach, you're now on 2, so your speed is halved. During travel, you can only move as fast as the slowest person. So now, Zach, we're going to have to make an additional 2 rolls on this to get to town.
Can I jump up on the cart? Does that affect things?
You could get in the car and you would still be able to maintain your pace. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump on the cart next to Scruff.
Okay. Cool. Could I get a perception in a third round of con?
I'll still make the perception.
As it's now like late evening, as you're like kind of wildly running into town. Yes, could Wolfsbane, you'll also have your speed halved. So we're now now I'm like we're looking at at least another hour because you guys have slowed down due to both Nettle and Wolfsbane.
So if Wolfbane gets on the cart and Scruff walks, we can move at normal pace for 1 more hour, right?
Okay, yeah.
It should
really
get us to town.
yeah.
That's enough to get us to town if I've done my maths right.
Okay.
This last hour.
Yeah, well, we'll see. If you all fail, that'll be a different story. And could I get another perception and con save from everyone? As you guys are like fully running through fields at this point.
Sprinting.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so as you guys are like, actually, let me make some for the horses because you guys are pushing them quite hard. Okay. So luckily, he made the majority of them, so he actually managed to keep his speed up the entire time. Otherwise, you would have been going at disadvantage for the whole for at least another hour. So that would have required another roll. But you do manage to get to the outside of Timberstrom, very worn down, very exhausted. Obviously, you was travelling on the cart for the majority of the time, Scruff. So that isn't something that was heavily affected by. As you were travelling, almost in your delirium, Nettle, you do feel like on one of the hills watching you, you did see this, shadowy figure. But when you looked back in your sort of bewildered state, he wasn't there no longer, as you do reach the outside of Timberstrom, and I think that's where we're going to end today's session.
Perfect.